Good morning and welcome back to Buttonwillow Raceway. Thank you for tuning in once again to Global Time Attack Finals. If you were able to watch us yesterday, we had a lot of exciting things happening and some records being broken. So with that said, hopefully today we're able to jump off and break some more even further records. I'm here with my host, Cuban Rodriguez.
What's up, guys? How are you today? So, number one, thank you so much for tuning into us yesterday. We're just going to make this really simple. We had some small errors yesterday. Obviously, you saw times were live, times were hot, but we did not have a video stream going. I will tell you, like we told everyone yesterday, we're doing the stream remotely. Carla and I are obviously here. Our cameramen are obviously here. Our director is in Portland, Oregon, working from a studio. Our producer is at his house in Colorado, doing what he does. So due to COVID and travel restrictions on people's works, obviously you can travel within the States, but if your job says you can't, then you can't. We are doing this remotely. So we're running a bit of a smaller production than we did last year, but we're still here to give you as much data and as much as we can. So as Carla was saying, we had some really exciting times yesterday. The street overall and rear-wheel drive record got dropped by 2.2 seconds on the dot. So I was doing a little research yesterday just to make sure I didn't get any times wrong, but it was a 48.282. Now it's a 46.082. And all data showing, how every driver will tell you, data showing he could go faster. So we'll see what today has in store. What else is going on, Carla?
All right, so we have our leading times from enthusiast class and street class here on the screen, leading with Amir Bentatau knocking out a new 46.0, Jackie Ding second place in 47.8, and Sean Kresbach coming in third place so far with a 48.0. A lot of competitive times, and man, the battle for third place on the podium in street class is going to be a wild one to watch.
Let's talk about this for a second. I know it's going to cut out, but look, guys, 46s to 50, 1-7, okay? Last year, if you did a 50, you were probably on the podium. I think Thomas Smith got on the podium with a 50 flat. So this is something to look at. Limited class, we have Ferris Khartoumi, just a 1/10.5 above Amir. And you know how Amir is. He wants to be on the top of the podium no matter what, because he knows if he's not on the top, we're going to talk trash to him.
All right, unlimited class, we have David Haxma leading the class with a 41.0. Up next, we have Sean Cagle in second place with a
42.774. That is the fastest lap he has ever ran here. And we were all talking yesterday, though he can't get to that, we were trying to figure out how many cars have really gone in the 42 and below range with an H pattern. And we're thinking of what? Jeff Westphal when he set the record with Professional Awesome. FXMD, Billy Johnson, he was using an H pattern the whole time in that car. Sean Cagle with his C5 fixtures coupe. I can't think of another car with those times that's still shifting like a standard car. So Sean's flying. He was on scrubs yesterday. He's going to be on fresh tires today. But so is his biggest competition, David Haxma. They're putting fresh tires on today too. So we'll see how it's going.
Yes, and up front, I did notice on the screen there, we do have the CSF Evo gridded first, and let's see, they spent the entire day yesterday sorting out some issues that they had with this new time attack build that they have going on. And so we're really excited to see them pre-gridded, and hopefully that they're able to put down a lap here.
I have some really bad news for them though. As you can see, the fog is very thick. It keeps rolling in thicker. The flaggers cannot see the cars. We allow these guys to run in any weather condition. It could be torrential downpour, not lightning obviously, but it could be torrential downpour. It could be snowing here for all we care. They can run. But if our flaggers can't see them, we can't let them out. So the track is going to be full course red until we get a little bit of vision. The sun's going to have to poke its way out just to be able to see what's going on. One of my great workers here, Mr. John Villa, who does 27.6 jobs. He does our timing and scoring. He runs everything. He actually just put me a little data on my secondary laptop here. So, for a point of reference, Daio Shihara won last year in Unlimited with a 41.092. Sean took second with a 43.2. So Sean is already going faster than he ever did. We have David Hagsma with the pure possibility to beat Dye's time last year. The only thing that we're missing now is someone getting really close to Williams' record. Also, let me tell you something about David. Dye is a professional driver, guys. Carlo will let you know Dye is a professional. Not very often do amateur drivers win GTA finals here at Buttonwillow.
Oh, shit.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. And I do have a lot of great things to say about Dye. Not only is he a professional driver, but he is a very well-versed driver. We all know him from Formula Drift, but whenever he comes out here, he's able to lay it down in time attack. And it's awesome to see a multifaceted driver like that have all kinds of talent. And every time he's out there, he's always impressing everyone who's watching.
Yeah, man. It was funny too. Dye has been running everything. I mean, I'm pretty sure he won his class on Pikes Peak this year, and he spun it at the top of the mountain. But Dye is an incredible driver. He's definitely somebody who can come out and drive almost anything. He drove the Spoon Sports Civic. He was driving. He always drove cars for Evasive. He definitely lays it down out there. So we are sad not to see him here, but their whole team put all the effort into Pikes Peak this year, which is an amazing effort. What we do want to see, though, is the CSF Evo come out and actually lay down a lap. That right there is Sean Krebsback. He won street class last year, guys. Let me get you an exact time. What is the street? Sean won last year with a 148.629. He was 0.4 off of the record. So his goal this year is to come back and do a 46. He definitely wanted to take the record, but he said he wanted to hit a 46. Right now, he's at a 48 flat. We will never question his ability to do that 46. Everyone I have talked to that's competed with this guy will tell you this man is a robot. He can just lay it down. It's like he turns on a switch and robo arms take over and he just beats everything. Not to take away from Jackie Ding's abilities, not to take away from everything he has done. Jackie has never beat Sean in a competition that I know of. This whole year, Jackie has taken second to Sean wherever they were. So right now, Jackie is a few tenths above and trying to get his car working again because he does not want to fall victim to the Sean K.
On screen there, we just saw Thomas Smith in that blue Subaru. Guys, yesterday morning, he came out strong in the first session, and that car actually caught on fire, but by looking at it on screen, I haven't seen it since, but you can't even tell that it caught on fire. The car looks beautiful out there. So, Thomas, we're really happy to not only know that you are perfectly okay, congratulations on making it back out there last night, after your car fire, and we are definitely happy to see him back out on track today.
That right there is the CSF Evo that Carlo was talking about earlier. If anyone remembers last year, I'm really good at bringing up the past. I was born a female. If anyone remembers last year, this car actually caught on fire. A fuel line popped out, okay? So they put in so much time and effort. If you have been following Moto IQ's and CSF's YouTube on this build, they really put in the time. Michael Essa is in the car. That is another name that we all love. Michael Essa really lays it down. So we want to see them lay down a lap. The only downside is here we are, day 2, and they're not even going to be able to lay down a lap first session unless the sun comes out. So they have to go out there and they just have to send it for what it is. I said this yesterday. If you watch the YouTube videos, you could see like the pure raw emotion in Robbie's eyes when he was telling you, we did not put all this money, time, and effort into this car to not set a lap. And to see them have an issue with an uncommon part like a steering rack yesterday must have been devastating.
Absolutely. I mean, no one wants that to happen, right? But also, I mean, they're doing such a phenomenal job. Like, this car is a new time attack build. It was a show car before, and they've had very small time for testing and development into this chassis. So I have to say that it's really upsetting that they're going through small issues like that, but overall it says a lot that the car is out there, it's running. I think now that they've been able to sort those issues, hopefully we get to see them put down something killer with Michael Essa behind the wheel.
Michael Essa is another one of those drivers that is multifaceted. We've seen him drift, we've seen him road race, we have seen him time attack. He's someone who has definitely been out here in the past. That's actually something I thought was really cool when I first saw a global time attack. When was it, 2011? I mean, I remember going to the super lap battles back in the day that were ran by Super Street that Nads and JD put together. I remember that. But I remember the first GT I went to, I'm seeing all these people, and I'm like, wow, these crazy drivers are at this tiny, tiny series. And we all started building cars for it. To think, you know, here we are 10 years later. Carlo and I have been with Global Time Attack, not just competing, but now working for many years. So just to see these people come out and support such a grassroots motorsport, it really shows you the kind of passion and love that people have for Time Attack. We do tell this to people, this is not for everybody. There are people that will never understand this. But sometimes you get out here, you do it once, you get the bug, and then you never leave.
That's true. And to second that, the great thing about Time Attack is the rule set are so relatively open compared to a lot of real wheel-to-wheel racing rules. Oftentimes almost always, you're building the car that you don't necessarily want to build, but you're constricted by the rule sets that they have. So oftentimes you'll see rules like you can't even put sphericals on, you know, certain control arms. Like that's something really significant for mechanical grip, yet in a lot of road racing rules we're not allowed to do that. But that's the wonderful thing about Time Attack. There are rule sets to define classes, but if you want to put parts on the car for mechanical grip, you can put everything that you can basically afford and as much power as you want into the car.
No, and she nailed it. So here we are at enthusiast class, man. This is the car and driver. The driver must be the registered owner. We do not have power rules in any class. Must have an OEM trans, minimal aero mods, basically one aero mod front, one aero mod rear, be it canards or splitter in front or wing and diffuser in the back. This is the only class with an open tire. So you can have any 220 or higher treadwear tire. Max widths are of our old rules, so all-wheel drive is 255, front and rear 285. Street class is where it gets real serious. The jump from enthusiast to street is like going from a Miata to a R34. You know what I mean? These cars are allowed real aero. Once again, no powers, but you can have a dog box. Moderate aero allowed, 5-inch splitters. The wing can be 5 inches behind the car. You have to run the control tire, the AO52, and you can only do engine swaps from the same manufacturer. So that's a big difference. In limited class, this is where it really opens up the driver standpoint. Pro drivers are allowed, unlimited engine mods. Sequentials are allowed, but no paddle shift mods. The aero box is huge on these cars. Engine swaps are open from any manufacturer, and same thing, you have to be on the control Advent AO52. And I'll let Carla explain to you unlimited class because she's been around more of those cars than I have when it pulls up.
Unlimited class. Once again, pro drivers are allowed. You're allowed unlimited engine mods. Of course, you're allowed sequential transmissions, as most of the cars are allowed, and as well as paddle shifters. You can do as much aero as you want, and you must run the Yokohama Advent A005, or you can run the Advent A052s. And engine swaps are completely open. So unlimited class, you can do almost anything you want as long as it's a production-based car.
So Pro Comp, people ask us about this all the time. Pro Comp is literally a class just for you to show what you have built. A lot of people remember the all-carbon 240Z. That was a tube chassis car with the LS that belonged to, his name was Sean, and I'll never remember, Bassett. Sean Bassett. It came to me at the last second, guys. That's a Pro Comp car. It was not a production car. If anyone is wondering, you can't bring any car in Time Attack in it. It has to be a production-made, road-going car. So Pro Comp is for you to come out and show off your cool builds, your kit cars, just you want to lay down laps and show people how fast you and your car are together. Pro Comp is for you. We always get little people joking like, well, I'll just register for Pro Comp to get a trophy. No, you won't. If you fit in another class, we're putting you in another class. Pro Comp is also open aero, open engine. You still have to run the control tire, either an AO52 or an A005. So the only class that's allowed to not run the control tire would be enthusiast, because that is the get your foot wet class. If you wanted to run an enthusiast car here, that's the do you want to get into Time Attack. We do not allow people to live in enthusiast class. We do make a joke all the time, and I know he doesn't take it personally, so I'm going to say it. It's called the Mike Kang rule. We had a competitor, we still do to this day. His name is Mike Kang. He is a great driver. He won enthusiast class here multiple years in a row. And it's one of those, hey, if you're building a car to the max rules of enthusiast, just go ahead and step your butt up the street, okay? So, you know, nothing against him, but that's how our enthusiast class was.
Shout out to Mike King, who is actually here at the event. I saw him working at least 2, maybe 3 cars out here today. So thanks for joining us with your quarantine long hairdo that we've seen you with.
Last year, this man had like the smallest hair possible, keeping it clean. And I saw him today, and he looked like freaking, what's his name? Han from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. His hair is longer than Han's hair, but the same hairstyle.
We've seen a lot of people with quarantine cuts like this, or lack thereof. I've been walking the pits, and I feel like I don't even recognize anyone anymore. Everyone either has a lot of facial hair that you can't see because they're under the mask and with the sunglasses and hats on. I can't tell who's who, so I apologize if you walk past me and I don't recognize you.
To be fair, I don't recognize anyone anymore. At work, I have customers that come in once a week, and ever since everyone started wearing masks, they come in, I'm like, yes, how may I help you? And they look at me like, what, you don't recognize me? I'm like, no, sir, how may I help you? The whole mask, you get so used to seeing someone's complete facial structure when now all you see is their eyes, and you're like, I don't know you, how you doing? Not only the fastest.
So I was just talking about it with Cuban here. We saw a couple of records being reset specifically in street class. So we saw records across the board. First up, street front wheel drive. Huge shout out to Jose Mejia, really killing it out there with that FKA. Not only is he the fastest FKA at Buttonwillow, I would say now, he's also broken the street front wheel drive record. So congrats to him and his team. Also, Amir Bentatow has reset the street overall record and as well as the street rear wheel drive record, it was actually held by Tony Fuentes for a few years. He ran a 148. I would say, was it 2 years ago, Cuban? 3 years?
I want to say it was 2 or 3 years ago. I remember it was very close to him and Marcos's times were very close. The street overall record was held by Marcos for 24 months. A 2-year record here at Buttonwillow is not bad, especially in one of the most competitive classes. But yeah, the honorable mention to Jose, people get lost in the overall record. Us, Grid Life, a couple other organizations have gotten rid of the podiums for each drivetrain. These cars are so competitive now that it doesn't make sense to us to have podiums for street front, street rear, street all. We have overall podiums for the class, but we still follow the records for the drivetrain. So we didn't want Jose's record to get lost. Number one, before him, I think the fastest FK8 was a 53. The street record was held by Chris Boersma when he still ran street class. That was like 2 iterations ago on the car. He's in limited still now, but the car has changed significantly from that day. So for Jose to come out in a purpose-built FK8 for street class and on day one beat the street front wheel drive record, it just shows you how much work those Art of Attack and guys and Jose have put in.
Absolutely, and let's not forget how fast Amir Bentatow has reset the street overall record. Looks like it is actually nearly 2 seconds faster than the prior record. Amir ran a 146.0 yesterday in street rural drive. That is a blazing quick time in that NSX, and not to mention it's a beautiful car. I believe it has a K20 swap in it, so that's kind of a interesting build that we like to see out there.
For those of you wondering why you're just hearing us and not cars, I'm pretty sure you can see on camera right now that it is very, very foggy out there. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to send Carla down. We're going to try and send Carla down right now and see if she can talk to some people while we're waiting. Maybe talk to Mike Kojima's down there with the CSF car. Let's talk to him. They've put in a lot of work with that car. And we'll just see what's going on, because it is going to be a little bit before we have the ability to get these cars on track. So make sure to stick with us. Let's try to get you a little bit of inside information, some inside potato, and hopefully we'll see what's going on. And in case you guys were wondering, before Carla became a race car driver, she used to be on Rodeo Drive. So you're gonna see how fantastic she looks in her jacket combo. I'm not gonna lie, okay? She looks fantastic.
Like blended in with the fog.
I know, right?
Robbie's over there.
We have like 30 seconds, so I can jump to another car if you want.
All right, guys. So as you can see, our camera crew is getting set up down there to have Carla go. I'm going to go ahead and leave this to Carla. Like I said, check out that sweater, check out that outfit. They're going to go ahead and walk down this pit and try to talk to a few teammates. So let's see what we can find down here. There are quite a few people out here, so I'm going to leave it to her, let her choose some people to talk to, and we'll go from there.
They're going to give me the cue when they're ready, and then hold still for a moment after. Test. Sound check. I'm out here with Thomas Smith and this blue Subaru, which is looking
All right, guys, they're going to
beautiful.
figure out the audio
Thomas is the
situation
one
really
that
quick.
actually had a small car fire earlier yesterday morning. Thomas, what happened? I'm glad to see that you're okay first and foremost. Can you tell us a little bit about what happened?
Yeah, for sure. We were just kind of breaking in on our warm-up lap, trying to get everything up to temp and things like that, and came into the last corner, and then as soon as I turned past the apex, I had a power steering line blow. Sprayed the engine bay down and got to the headers, and by the time I got through turn one, it caught fire, and I pulled over immediately, pulled the extinguisher, got it out and put it out. Very minimal damage. We're still able to run, no issues from that, so we fixed it and we're back out.
That's phenomenal to hear, and that's why you invest in solid safety equipment. Thomas is fully suited in his fire suit, fire extinguisher on hand, which is part of the rule set for unlimited classes specifically. Thomas, it was great to see you make it out at the end of the day yesterday. We really wish you good luck today, and I hope that you're able to... Actually, let me ask you this. What are you shooting for today?
I think right now, since we're a little bit behind the pace now, because I'm kind of worried about the car and don't want to like have it go up in flames and stuff. So now that I think we got most of that out of the way, I can be a little more focused on driving, and we'll see if we can get in the 47s right now and go from there.
All right. Well, yes, we definitely want to make sure that the car is doing well for you and safe to drive. And good luck today, Thomas.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Smile. I'm down here with Team CSF Evo. Guys, I'm really excited to see it pre-gridded. I know you had a lot of issues yesterday that you were working to sort out. I'm with Mike Kojima, who is the madman behind the scenes, and Ravi, who's actually the owner of CSF and also a sponsor for our event. So Ravi, thank you so much for joining us today. Michael Esta behind the wheel. But guys, what's going on with the car and what do you have going forward for today?
Like we're having problems with the power steering system. It's an electrical power steering system, and we've had really good luck with the exact same system in the past with other unlimited class time attack cars, but for some reason it's not cooperating. And yesterday we changed the entire steering system. We changed the rack, the pump, took the spool valve apart, looked at it, bypassed the coolers. We tried everything, and it's still not really working.
All right. Well, hopefully the issues seem to be sorted at least.
No, Mike's gonna just send it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's manageable. You know, I mean, he's probably got, yesterday if you gave it a 0 in terms of drivability without power steering, it's probably now 25%. You know, we're kind of hypothesizing that maybe we need to put a larger pump in the system because we've been doing a lot of testing on, you know, street R888 tires versus slicks, and maybe the load from the slicks is now just overpowering the pump. So we're gonna have to kind of go back to the drawing board, maybe put like a bigger Porsche Motorsports pump is kind of what we're thinking. But you know, that's just something that we haven't been able to test really because we haven't been out here enough with slicks and racing and stuff like that. So it's working intermittently, but that's a problem, right? Like if the power steering isn't consistent the whole way as he goes through a turn, if he doesn't have the feel that he's expecting, he's going to drive off the track, right? So we really, the whole team, I think, really put a lot of time and effort in yesterday to kind of just isolate what the variable could be for the issue, and that's kind of where we're at right now. But we're here, and we just want to get some good times out of it. So he's going to do his best job. You know, he's a professional driver, so he's the right guy to put behind the wheel to be able to manage the car. He's very considerate for the vehicle. You know, he doesn't want to break it, he doesn't want to damage it, so he understands, you know, how expensive the car is, what it is. So we're going to try to do our best, and then, you know, we'll try to do more, you know, after the event, you know, more track times, try to get ready for Super Lap, you know, do those things. So I mean, that's the plan. We do want to go out to Coda, we do want to be there for Super Lap battle. So
all right,
the car has
well,
a lot of potential.
good.
It's just kind of like development issues, and it's really weird. Like we've had really good luck with this pump with a lot of unlimited cars, and for some reason it doesn't like it.
all right, well, we are definitely cheering you guys on.
Thank
We
you.
know that Michael Esta will be doing the best that he can behind the wheel, and guys, this is definitely a car to keep an eye on going forward, especially at Coda, so stay tuned for that next year.
All right, guys, that right there is Mike Kojima, Ravi, the owner of CSF, who also sponsors our series, as Carla let you know. They are definitely some people to watch out for. If they get that car ready to go for Coda, it's definitely going to be a good event. So we are going to see some really big names out there. So keep your eyes out. 2021 is going to be another exciting year for Global Time Attack and Super Lap Battle. So don't hesitate to keep your eyes out. We're going to see if Carla can find a couple more interviews while we're rolling in this thick fog. I know you guys can see it, but the fog level is incredible right now. We love cool weather here at Buttonwillow, but we definitely want to see actual sun poking out of the clouds because the sun warms up the track temperature itself. The sun keeps the tires on the ground. So what we have going on right now is just a standing red, but we will be cutting back to Carla. I believe she has the Renner Motorsports team, so I'm going to go back to her, let her have a conversation with them. But don't hesitate to check out the times from yesterday, reach out to us if you have any questions, and we'll go from there.
I'm here with Damian Tuchanowski. I've been trying really hard to pronounce it there. Is that right?
Tuchanishki.
Okay, you know what? I'm not even going to try at this point, but I'm here with the Renner Racing team. You guys had a few issues yesterday, I saw, but you're back out here this morning. What happened yesterday?
Yesterday we didn't really have any issues. We ran the car at low boost the whole day, and on one of the sessions we were supposed to run higher boost, but we ended up not turning up the boost.
Okay.
So
I saw you guys pull back into the pit, so I'm glad there wasn't any issues. It's just
yeah, no, we were just testing out the car, and then today
Okay.
is the day where we're gonna turn the boost up and throw some new tires on it and make
Full
a go at it.
send.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific goal in mind?
To beat the guy in my car. But
Amir's trying to beat all the records. We found him just sitting in the Renner Racing Subaru, so I don't know. I think he's trying to jump ship here.
I like this.
he's stealing all my secrets.
All right, well, good luck to you today,
Thank you.
Damien. I'm not
Appreciate
going
it.
to say your last name right now.
There we have Amir, guys, sitting inside the Renner car. This makes absolutely no sense to me. This man is just wants to drive everything. So Amir obviously driving his NSX, driving the Motorsports Hardware LSM3. These are two cars that he has been driving for a good amount of time. But I'm sure if Damien gave him the chance, he would jump on into the Renner Subaru and try to wheel and deal that car. So what it looks like to me is, luckily for us, we have both the Motorsports LSM3 and Ferris's Corvette. Anyone who's been following us long enough, or Grid Life, or Optima Search for the Fastest Street Car, will know Ferris's car. This Twin Turbsky Z06 is a no-joke vehicle. My guess is we're going to be able to see this huge turbo monster here laying out of the corner of the car. So I'm going to go ahead and cut back to Carla right now and let her talk to you about this car.
All right, so I'm here with Ferris Cortumi. Hopefully I said that last name correctly.
Yeah, Cortumi.
Cortumi, okay. You put down some phenomenal lap times, and actually you're in limited class rear-wheel drive, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So remind me again, I think you ran a 45, was it?
Yeah, 45.3.
Okay. That's a wicked fast time in this car, and I've also heard word on the street that you don't have any time at Buttonwillow. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's my first time here.
First time here, guys. This is not an easy track to learn. There's a lot of character, like I was mentioning yesterday, a lot of turns. So to come out here and put down a 45.3, that is a phenomenal thing to be able to say. So congratulations to you yesterday. Do you feel like you got more time on the table going into today?
I feel like I should be a little bit quicker than what I am right now, but you know, we are on the 285 rear setup, and these are from February of Superlap, so I kind of made the mistake of not buying new tires, so that's kind of haunting me right now. Also, the track is extremely challenging, so figuring out bus stop and carrying more speed into bus stop and carrying the speed through Riverside, trying to hold, you know, full throttle all the way through the S's, like as much power as I'm trying to put down on this small tire. It's a challenge. So I really enjoy it because, you know, it's giving me motivation to try to perfect everything. But in the back of my mind, I'm kind of worried that I'm out of tire. So who knows what will happen.
Well, he's also on scrub tires. That is crazy, and that's also quite exciting, I'm sure, around here as well. Yokohama Tire actually has a full booth here as well, so I don't know, maybe you can get with them later. But guys, we're really looking forward to see what Ferris is able to do again today. Hopefully he has enough tire to last through the day. I'm sure that this car is a bit hard on tires. How much power are you making?
As of right now, I believe it's at 900, so we haven't turned it down. We turned it up for an autocross that we did, and then we ran Coda right after. And my tuner isn't here, so I really wish he was, so he could turn it down, because it's a little bit too much for this track, and especially trying to learn it. But yeah, it's at like 900 and horsepower, 900 foot-pounds of torque.
That's ridiculous, trying to learn in this beast of a car on scrubs with 900 horsepower. Ferris, great job out there. We're looking forward to seeing what you're able to do today.
Thanks.
All right, guys, that's Ferris Cortumi. Anyone who knows about Ferris, this build is awesome. So the very first Super Lab battle, he took first place in limited, and Garrett Motion actually gave turbos to every single person who won their class. So he had a NA LS7 monster. Well, he wins a turbo, so he reaches out to Garrett and says, hey, what do we have to do to get another turbo? And the rest is history. He literally won a turbo, and now he has a twin turbo car. His engine is actually a D-stroked LS7. It's a 418 cubic inch, I believe, by late model engines. So it's obviously a very strong engine. It's something that there is zero doubt going to be a strong motor. He's gonna be able to push it hard. He has a PPG sequential with a 1-to-1 final driving, a 1-to-1 6 gear. So this car is all based on tire size and wheel speed. So when you have something like that, there's a really, really big setup change. And he was talking about his tuner Alex Pitts. I apologize if I mispronounced that. He also had a twin turbo C8 he was trying to get out to our event. It was not ready in time, but we will see that car at COTA, guys. So keep your eyes out for Alex with this twin turbo C8. Alex, if he could have made it, would also have been able to fix Ferris's car to turn it down a little bit, maybe get him a little bit more time. But I think I have Carla out there with Gabriel Shadid now. He's been running with us at SLB and GTA, so we'll shoot it to her.
Okay, here we go. I'm here with Gabriel Shadid in his E90 M3. I've been watching this car for a few years now, and man, it has come a long way since I first saw it. Gabriel, how's everything going? What do you have new coming into this event?
You know, we were trying some new suspension this time, a little different setups and stuff, and I'm still getting used to it. But car feels good, a little bit more flat, pretty soft before, so just trying to get a little more platform there, yeah.
Okay, are you feeling comfortable in it at least?
I'm getting there.
Yeah,
I'm getting there. Got some good tires this morning. Just want this fog to go away.
We all do. We're hoping that the fog clears up soon. You can never guess with Buttonwillow. It's either... You know, yesterday it was really clear, no fog, and then this morning it's just you can't even see anything in front of you. So
yeah, the phone warned me this morning. It said fog till 10. I was like, oh no!
And you were able to put down some wicked quick times as well. I think I saw you with what was it, 50? Or I'm sorry, 48.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
Wrong number.
Hoping I can get on the 47s this morning.
Okay.
That would be fun.
Yeah, with the fresh tires,
fresh
Yokohamas.
Tires, that would be great. Yeah. Love those soft Yokohamas. I feel really
yeah,
good.
Actually, how do you like them?
I do. The braking is excellent. Oh my gosh. I mean, just the car just grinds down. This is good, and got some big 300s in the back, so some good grip for the supercharger. Yeah. Good.
All right. Well, great to hear. We wish you the best today, and we're looking forward to that 47. And fingers crossed, we're cheering you on.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Gabriel.
All right, guys. That was Gabriel Shadid in his grocery getter E92 M3. That is an amazing car. It is a just E92 M3 with a supercharger on it and an amazing driver. So he's been competing with us, GTA and Super Lap. He is an awesome dude. He was just talking about how good the Yokohama tires are. A lot of drivers had to get used to being on this Yokohama slick. In Unlimited class, a lot of guys would run Hoosiers or run this or run that. So they become so accustomed to the tire they already ran that when they got onto these Yokohama slicks, it was a new experience to them. The one reason we're blessed is we have Yokohama engineers on site. If our competitors have any questions about what is going on with these tires, the engineer is there to help answer it. The engineer is there to give them some good information and to work it from there. So definitely a fast tire. We're going to go over to the Hagsma team with Will and David. We'll go ahead and let them tell you some information on the Skyline, the R35, and also that beautiful Lancia behind them. So hopefully we get a little bit of info on that car. We'll shoot back to Carl right now, let her talk to these guys, see what's going on.
I am here with the fastest overall car for the event so far, guys. This is really exciting. This is the GTR driven by David Hagsma and Will Watawanankiri. Hopefully I got that last name.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting better. we've decided that we're going to have the drivers with the most complicated names in an unlimited class. David, you guys have been doing phenomenal times already. You're already at a 41 for the event, correct?
Yes.
Do you think there's more time in it?
Yeah, we know there's more time in it because the first session we went out, we did a 40.5 and it didn't count because the transponders had some issues. So we're a little sad about that, but you know, we can look at the data. We'll bring it up, and there's plenty of time left in the car. We're putting fresh, brand new Yokohamas on, and we're going to go out as soon as it gets a little sunnier and a little prettier outside.
Awesome. And I know Will is the data master with his WR Technica. Will, what kind of data are you guys monitoring, and what are you seeing?
Literally every aspect of the vehicle. So from the temps to the speed, and you know, David has been driving this car for maybe a little bit over a year or so. And
2 years.
Yeah, so you know, going out there on fresh rubber on test day, you know, I saw the potential that he was able to do when the tire was fresh, and I think after we had touched up on the suspension, we made it quite a bit more manageable and more predictable. And just on Friday test day, yesterday we continued to tuning the suspension, and you know, every change so far has been positive. So as long as that's still happening, I think David will be happy, and he should be able to put down a pretty good time. You know, we're on these stickers, we're going out on more boost and on cold temperature. So there's a lot of time left on the table for sure.
Well, we're really excited to see what you guys are able to do today, and hopefully you're able to maintain the fastest overall for the day. Guys, thank you so much for being here with us through a pandemic. Good luck to do both today.
Yes, thank you.
All right, guys, so we're going to have Carla interview, if we can get them. We just saw them a second ago. Corey Wells and Will Dries in the Prelude. They're going to be walking back to Carla. I just gave him a shout right now. So this is a team that has been supporting GTA forever. We definitely want them to just have a little conversation about what's been going on. So anyone who knows, the Honda Prelude chassis is not a common time attack chassis. So this is definitely something where we want them to talk about all of the turmoil that they've gone through with this car, the custom parts they had made. Time attack is about not just going fast, but enjoying the car you're driving. You know, anyone can buy a cookie cutter chassis and try to set a record, but these guys don't do this necessarily to be the fastest in any car. They do it because they want to be the fastest in their car. You know, what is it? We have, what's to stop someone from being a mirror? What's to stop them from, well, number one, he's kind of short with a bubble gut, but realistically speaking, anyone can buy an NSX, put a K-Series in it, have a mirror build him arrow, and try and beat his time. But there's no fun in that. You want to beat him in your car. You want them to have a good time with that. So we're going to go ahead and shoot it back to them in a few. I will tell you, Will Dries driving Corey's car. He's got some swagger. He's got a bright blue suit with bright yellow shoes. So you can't miss this guy. But what we'll do is we'll go ahead and let you look at the Prelude. It's pretty impressive, by the way. This is a car with RS Future Aero. It's another mirror aero car. But we'll shoot over to them, and I'll let them explain everything going on with the car.
I am here with the one and only Prelude in time attack, at least at this event today. Guys, I know that you were able to put down some killer lap times yesterday, but I spoke with you a bit yesterday, Corey, and braking issues. I saw you guys get parts on the way from Glendale, was it last night?
Yeah, from home, yeah. We had a bad master cylinder and a brake booster go bad on us. So
We were charging boost pressure into the booster, so anytime I would be on a good lap with a lot of throttle, by the time I get to Phil Hill, we had no brakes. So fighting that a little bit.
That is not fun to have, and you have a lot of power, I'm assuming, right? How much are you making now?
We're keeping on the low boost setting right now. We're right at about 500, so there's a lot more in the car power wise, but we're just trying to get some good laps in and get the car settled, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, with 500 horsepower, you'd hope you have brakes that work. So
yes, definitely, for sure.
Hopefully, you guys have been able to sort it. I know I saw you guys working. I left here late last night. I saw you guys working hard on the car, and then when I came back, you're still working on the car.
Yeah. So yeah, it's tricky just to get to all the stuff. I mean, it's a big engine bay, but there's a lot of stuff in it. So you need to get to that, you got to take all this off, so it's just a pain. And anytime you got to get under a cage, it's no fun.
Forget about it.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Probably we should have took the seat out to make it easier for us, but you know.
Probably doesn't help if everyone's like 6 foot and 200 pounds.
Yeah.
And well, hopefully there's not a next time where you don't need to be like, okay, next time we need to replace the entire braking system. We'll take the seat out.
So now we're getting laps in the car. We're able to find out this is the stuff that surfaces, and you kind of squash them as they come, and they get less and less and less. But that's kind of where it's kind of sorting it out as we go.
And this car has come a long way, guys. I've been following this build for, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years now. This Prelude used to be a nearly stock car, and obviously it's come a long way since then. They still have the H-Series motor in it, and with that, they've had to do some wild modifications just to fit in the parts that even make the car hold. I know you guys did a transmission casing, and you had to modify the whole subframe, am I correct?
We did. Yeah, it took about 2 days of us mocking up the belt housing just to get it to clear. And you know, we had cutting, welding, not good enough, cut back out, weld some more, you know, just good times. And 2 days prior to the event, so you know, we were on crunch time. So but we got that sorted. You know, we had to build a new exhaust because the new aero wasn't really right. The old exhaust wasn't really fitting right. The dump tube was dumping straight down on the old, well, behind the old splitter. Now the new splitter is like to spec to like max out the rules for limited class. So we had to sort that as well, and you know, it was pretty fun. And now we're fighting a little bit of brake trouble, but we're getting really close with the car. So
the time is there. You look at the data and you're like, oh, this can be fast. It could be real fast.
So let's hope that the brakes work consistently today. Do you have a specific goal in mind?
The goal sort of going into it was the front wheel drive record, which I think we're a few tenths off of, like half a second maybe, which is totally attainable. The ideal goal would be 46s, and based on the data, when I lost brakes, we were like 3 seconds faster than the 49.3 lap. So we're right in that ballpark.
Okay.
And that was only by Phil Hill, so the rest of the track, so
that's really exciting, guys. We're seeing so many new records here at this event, and we really hope that the brakes hold consistently, and hopefully you can turn up the boost a little bit later too.
See what happens,
And full send. We are cheering for you guys. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Will Dree's always great at driving, so we're confident that he can lay it down today.
Yeah, give it a shot. Yeah.
All right, guys, that was Corey Wells and Will Drees. Will, very, very good driver. Corey has had so much love for his car. He just doesn't hesitate to do what has to be done to make it fast. So that is definitely something that we have going on, and that's going well. Let's see if Carla can... I think what we're going to try to do, guys, is maybe get a Yokohama engineer or a Yokohama employee on camera, mainly because these guys are definitely our title sponsor. They're the guys that put in the most work. They're the ones that help us have the fastest cars in time attack. These Yokohama tires are no joke. The A052 is extremely fast. The A005 is a slick that these guys have just fallen in love with. So we not only want you guys to know, obviously they're our sponsor. You know, let's not lie to each other here. They sponsor us, they help us out. But, you know, we're not going to get a sponsor that is just going to give us a tire or a product that is subpar. Right now, we have a sponsor that gives us the best in the business. And as you can see with this big rig, this is some no joke stuff. We'll go ahead and show you this in a few. But when it comes to this big rig, they come to these events like we are a professional racing series. We are the only pro time attack sanctioned series by SCCA. So we're really blessed to have these guys here. I'm going to shoot this over to Carla in a few seconds, and I'm going to go ahead and let her talk with the Yokohama engineer and have them explain everything that's going on. But I will let you know this. Without Yokohama, I don't know if the times would be as low as they are. If you look at Amir shattering the record, that was before we had a spec tire. That's when anyone could choose tires. That record was set on a Bridgestone RE71R. And now, not to take away from Amir's driving ability, not to take away from the car, but to have a quality tire and an engineer here to help you while you're setting the times is a night and day difference. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot over to Carla right now.
I'm here with Dwayne Sampson of Yokohama Tire, guys. They have been a really heavy hitter in the time attack industry. They've completely changed the game. We're seeing a lot of new records, and I think a lot of it is contributed to having this phenomenal new tires that we have for a spec tire for the classes. Dwayne, thank you so much for being here firstly, and we know that we have a lot of teams coming over here and utilizing your services here. Can you let us know exactly what you've been providing for some team efforts here?
Yeah, absolutely. Adding the spec tire component to a race series is a great way to provide parity. So it allows the teams to really focus on their cars and then kind of improving their driving as well. So it takes that component out of it. At the same time, when you provide a quality product like our Advan AO52 and the Advan A005, the slick tire, it gives everyone the ability to just keep setting those records higher and higher. And so what we've done here is basically kind of keep teaching people how to optimize their vehicle, their driving style to the tire.
All right, and we do have multiple mounting machines here as well. I know a couple teams have come to you guys to get their new tires mounted for today. Hopefully they can reset some record timing. So we do appreciate you guys having your huge rig here and out here to swap onto the fresh tires today.
Yeah, it's great. We have, you guys call it a tire mounting machine. I call it my coffee making machine because that's all. I don't get to put the tires on, but no, it's great to have this here, provided the service for the teams. We've only been able to have it at a few of the events. Before it's just kind of me with a water bottle and a tire temperature gauge, which in a lot of cases is great. It's ability to work with the teams one-on-one, and then when they do need tires mounted, we can provide that.
Excellent. Well, Dwayne, thank you so much again, and I'm sorry that first time meeting you, I'm putting you on the spot on air on our live stream. But we do appreciate all of your guys' support here at Global Time Attack and making it happen for us and allowing us to put down some new records this weekend. So thanks again for everything that you do, and I'll go ahead and I'll kick this back to you, Cuban.
Oh, guys, that's Dwayne. Okay, so to anyone who's watching that's local, to anyone who is around, or to anyone that's just wondering what is with a spec tire series, it's not just the fact that everyone has to run on the same tire. This isn't about, okay, you have to run on the tire, you have to run on the tire. It's about having the physical support. You're at a race, you don't know the track, you don't understand what the tires are doing. Hey, I'm out there, the car's pushing here, but it's oversteering there. Can we take a look at my tires, my pressures, my temperatures? And I saw 5 or 6 different teams over there talking to them at one point while I was out at lunch, and I kid you not, after he spoke to 2 or 3 of them, they went out and ran significantly faster time. Having an engineer like that on site to help you out is a night and day difference. You're never going to understand a tire like the person who helped develop the tire. We all have a feeling like we know what we're looking at. We can all look at pressures and temperatures and go, okay, I think I get it, and make small adjustments. But, trial and error is an awesome way to learn, but a better way to learn is to have the engineer explain the difference. Hey, you're pretty on point. You're definitely where you need to be, but let's change the pressures to this. Let's take away a little bit of camber. I heard him speaking to a front wheel drive guy telling him to pull some rear tire out of the car. He was just running a little bit too thick. So these are all things that make a really big difference. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's something that in Time Attack I never would have thought we would have had. Having a team here, having people here to really help us out, to help the drivers understand, hey, here's what you're lacking, add pressure, take away pressure, start at a lower pressure to get it to that optimal zone on your first and second lap. Every tire is different. I can't tell you what starting pressure is on this tire versus that tire because you're talking about tire construction, sidewall thickness, all of the things that go into the production of a tire make a difference on how the tire heats up and how the tire feels. I will tell you this, though, across the board, the Yokohama tires, they are probably one of the fastest just slap on the car and go tires that our competitors have ever dealt with. But at the end of the day, with them here to optimize the little things, We saw a competitor go out there and cut an entire second off of his first lap after he talked to the Yokohama engineer. That's the level of support that you will never see in most series like that.
5 minutes on the. GTA drivers, we are about 5 minutes out. GTA drivers, we are 5 minutes out right now for people to go on track. So if you're in group 1, please get to the grid ASAP. If you're in group 1, please get to the grid ASAP. You have 5 minutes.
All right, guys, so these are some fan favorites we have right here. These are the two brothers from the Pacific Northwest. I really want to talk to these guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot this to Carla in a few seconds when they're ready. But anyone who was watching us yesterday knows we are in love with these two cars. I don't have to tell you what cars they are. The second they're on screen, you'll know. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot this over to Carla, let her talk to them so they can let us know what they're feeling. So this one's to you, Carla.
I'm here with Kevin and Kyle, who are the brothers, guys, that this is the S10 and the 56 Bel Air that we've seen on track yesterday. Some of the coolest cars, in my opinion, here to see at a Time Attack event. You guys are out there killing it. I don't know if you guys came here with the intention to compete against each other as being brothers, but I've started a competition. I don't know if you guys know about it, but there's a competition going on between you two that I've started up in the tower with Cuban. So I have to know, because I've been dying to know, what is it like to drive a truck around Buttonwillow?
It's intimidating. I'm fairly comfortable with the truck, but this track is way more technical than I thought it was going to be. Watching video before we came down here, I thought, it doesn't look too bad. There's a couple hills that make me nervous, but there's way more out here that's far more technical than I thought it was going to be.
And guys, I think your final time yesterday was what, a 2:05, if I'm remembering correctly?
I hit 2:03.9.
2:03. Okay, yeah. He ran a 2:03.9 in a truck, guys. That's so wild. And I think I saw you knock off 7 seconds since your first lap time earlier in the day as you were learning the track, learning the car on this track. This is I'm assuming this is your first time here.
Yeah.
Okay, a 2:03.9, first time here in a truck. That says a lot about you as a driver. So we're really excited to see that. Every time you guys go out, we're definitely cheering you on.
Awesome.
And I gotta ask too, because this is a 56 Bel Air. I don't think we've ever seen a 56 Bel Air or any car from the 50s here at Buttonwillow. At least I haven't seen it. What's it like to drive a Bel Air around Buttonwillow?
It is something different. It's got a lot of body roll still, and like Kevin, I am first time here. Got a lot to learn about the track, and it's hard for me to find the fast line and make sure I'm pushing to the car to its full capability still.
I mean, if you're rolling around in a Bel Air, I mean, you can only do so much as far as getting to the line that you want to be at.
Yeah. But I got down to a 208.
208. Okay, 208 in a Bel Air. Again, this is mind blowing, but this is really cool for me to see. I'm loving it. Every time you guys go out, again, I'm cheering them on. So thank you to both of you for being here.
Yeah.
We're excited to see what you can do today. Do we have fresh tires going on today for both of you?
No.
No.
We're cheap.
Okay. All right.
So
one said and done.
Yeah. But we're gonna make them last, or at least try to.
All right. Well, again, we're cheering for you guys. Thank you so much for being out here, and it's awesome to see these cars out here. So I'll kick it back to you, Cuban.
That was Kevin and Kyle Phillips, guys. Those are the guys from the Pacific Northwest. They ran the Ridge Motorsport Park with us, and Kevin ran in the GTA event, and Kyle was running with SCCA. So it was so awesome when they reached out and said, hey, we want to run GTA finals. This is definitely something new that we want to try. And when they reached out and said they want to run and they're going to set their cars up with the Yokohama tires and they were going to come out and run it, I think that was probably one of the most exciting things I'd ever heard. To have not only two brothers show up, but two brothers in vehicles that are not common. I know you've heard me preach this before. People want to go fast in their own cars. Man, this isn't just some guy wanting to go fast in a Prelude. Don't get me wrong, I love Corey. His car is amazing, but they showed up in a 56 Bel Air and an old S10. Both LS powered, both set up very well for what they are, and just to see these guys come out and do what they do is utterly incredible. I do want to let you guys know, though, we're probably 5 minutes away from being able to go hot on track. The fog is clearing. The flaggers can now see what's going on track, so it would be safe to run. So we'll go ahead and try and get Carla back up here so we can get back to going hot, get back to what's going on, and then just move it from there. Guys, we are live here. It was a little slower than we expected to get started, but we can't fight the weather. Mother Nature always wins. So here we are, my guys. This is section 1 going out, group 1, section 1. So we're hoping to get back about time. Like you said, the sun has not poked out yet. That doesn't mean that we're not going to see some fast times, but we do know that there's a really good chance that times will be a little bit faster once the sun pokes out. Right there you see Mr. Hagler really sending the car through that complex going to the bus stop. It looks like right behind him, Ferris is doing the same. So I did see Ferris speaking with Amir and speaking with Sean Cagle yesterday. That really is what the competition is all about. All these guys want to win, but they want to win when the competition is at its best. They're not here to try and win by holding back secrets. They want to win when the competition is at its best. And these guys are out here really helping each other try to make that happen. Luckily for me, Carla's back in the tower, so you don't have to listen to me full time up here.
I have finally made it back and plugged back into my seat here in the tower. Wow, it was actually worked out nicely that we could have the opportunity to talk to so many of the teams that were already pre-graded for this session. And I already saw the CSF flying down the street or flying down the front straight in the CSF Evo, so that's great to see.
Yo, I don't mean to cut you off, Carla, by any means, but Hagma just ran a 37.761. What I'm going to do really quick is, I know Will's record is a 37, but I'm going to go ahead and get you the exact time here. My head just exploded. Things like this were not working for me right now. Oh my gosh, my computer, like my hands are shaking. All right, guys, okay. Hagma ran at 37.761. The record is at 37.3. He is so incredibly close.
Oh my goodness, that is so wild to see, guys. We literally right after talking to them and after they've been able to compare the data that Will Watts 103 was talking about, David Hagsma out here about to reset the overall record for global time attack Buttonwillow Finals. Will Ao Young, if you're watching, which I hope you are, I'm sure he is excited to see that someone is so close to taking his record, but I'm sure deep down inside he's also feeling a certain way that, man, I hope I can hold my record still.
All right, guys, I just want to let you know this. I apologize to Ferris. I completely ignored the time he laid literally a few seconds after, but Ferris got into the 44.691. Ferris has pulled almost an entire second out of his lap time on scrub from February. So Mr. Hagsma, 37.761, Ferris Cartoon, 44.691. I'm going to go ahead and not talk. I said times might not drop as fast as we thought because there's no sun. Meanwhile, every driver on the planet wants to prove me wrong.
I mean, I don't want to overinflate myself, but perhaps I might be part of the lucky charm going into this since I talked to all of Ferris and also David Hagsman. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I don't claim any of that luck for myself. But man, what an exciting section to start off the day here. Already so many quick times despite the cold track, despite the fog. We are out here and everybody is just killing it. Amir laying down a 46.504. Bullenbecker already with a 46.7. Rosenberg already with a 47.1. We are just seeing so many fast times here.
You know, the drivers were sitting on the grid for so long, they're like, I don't care. Once track goes green, I'm sending it. That's exactly how we see it happen. Because these guys just went out there and Hagma ran a 37.7, 4/10, okay? And I'm never going to say I could attest to things, but I bet you money in the bank if the sun was out poking on the track, we would have seen a new track record.
I'm willing to bet that as well, Keelan. But man, how exciting is this? Starting off the day so strong and so close to resetting records here.
This is my 76.
Thomas Smith is already out there. He was concerned about just filling out the car to make sure that everything is okay since his car fire yesterday. He's already out here. He already ran a 150.1. Seems like everything is pretty decent, I would say, in my opinion. Hopefully he's able to continue and crack into the 40s where he would like to be.
You know, it's crazy. I'm seeing Amir just lap the car. I think he can feel it. He knows that his limited first place is slipping out of his hands as we speak, because Amir's usually mid 1 to 2 laps bring it in, but he is on his third hot lap. Well, it looks like his third hot lap right now. And man, to see Ferris lay down a 44.691 like that, I feel bad. Because a 44.691, first time ever here, scrub tires, and we ignored it because we saw a 37.7. To be in the 30s at Buttonwillow Raceway Park in a production car is just insane. And Gabriel Shadid, who you spoke with the fastest grocery getter E92 M3 on the planet, is not quite into the 47s, but he's just at 48.
CSF Evo's chipping away at the times here. Looks like Michael Essa was able to get down to 152.8. So, man, fingers crossed that he's able to continue to chip away at that lap time there. Looks like the car is doing pretty well, at least for what I can see here in the tower. And man, we have high hopes for this car.
Well, and the thing is, with no power steering, you talk to anyone who's driven a car with a lot of aero, while Gabriel Shadid does that awesome off-road line. You talk to anyone who has driven a car with a lot of aero, when they lose steering feel, it's almost like you have to be at the gym to be able to move that. So his first lap was a 57.7. He took 5 seconds out of that lap, just on the next one, just getting used to the feel.
CSF Evo into the hot pits. Looks like they are checking tire pressures and possibly a few more things. Can't really tell here from the tower, but hopefully that's all good signs coming from Michael Essa.
Also in the hot pits, we have Ferris speaking to his team. Looks like he is speaking very quickly. I'm not sure if he has an issue or if he's just trying to get some information across right now. The background noise you hear, that push rod awesomeness, is actually coming from Ferris because he's parked directly underneath our camera. He seems to probably be coming in. It looks like he's swinging it wide. Yeah, he's going to come in. He doesn't want to kill the tires too much. I bet you he wants to save a little bit for a session if there's any sun out. But what is Damien running in the Renner car? 216. Okay, so I don't know if he's having issues or if he's just trying to shake the car down, because we know that car is capable of incredible lap time. From my gentleman in the tower here who's been watching everything, he's telling me it really looks like he's been shaking it down and making sure it's ready. He's been going kind of slow through the sections. You can see him speeding up through certain sections, probably just to make sure his lines and the car feels good. But I have a feeling in the next session he's out there, he's going to be all in the nail.
I didn't get the chance to talk with Dustin DeStero in that beautiful white Rockstar Garage S2000. He was able to put down a 48.8 yesterday, and currently he's at a 49.8. So we're looking to see him hopefully crack into the low 48. Dustin, as an S2000 fan, I am cheering for you personally. So we hope to see you do well today.
Oh, just to see the times that our fast group run is so awesome, man. I mean, look at this. 37, 44, 46, 46, 46, 46, 48, 49, 49. I know that we talk about the past a lot, but I remember when the fast group was like 45, 45, 45, 46, 47. The times have dropped down so significantly, it's not even funny. So I am so excited to see how not just the sport has developed, but how drivers have developed. And I was pushing this point while you were downstairs, Carl. I know you can't hear me, even though I could hear you down there. To have tire engineers here, this isn't about creating, everyone has to be on the same tire for fairness. It's the Spec Tire Series is to allow these guys to speak to an engineer. Everyone has the opportunity to talk to a professional on what they need to do with their tire. I know you saw it, I saw it yesterday. Teams are showing up with tires still on the wheels going, hey, this is what my tire looks like. These are my pressures. What am I doing right or wrong? And I saw, what was the name of the gentleman from Yokohama? Dwayne. Thank you so much. I'm so bad with the names, guys. I saw Dwayne just breaking things down. And he's not trying to be quick with you. He's not trying to say, raise the pressures and get out. I saw him speaking with Jose Mejia in the Type R for 30 minutes, trying to explain to him the best way to get the most grip out of his tires. And then they put new tires on for him to go out today. So this Spec Series, Yokohama has given us some of the most incredible, fastest tires on the market. And on top of that, they've given us the support that any grassroots racer would kill for.
Absolutely. I mean, who's better to ask than the people who engineered this technology themselves? Man, it's so great to have them out here and to be able to just walk up to them and simply pick their brain on how to improve your setup in regards to setting up the tires. So, guys, we have Thomas Smith pulled in the hot pits. Looks like they're just doing a simple tire pressure check and tire temps. So that's a good sign from that car. I did see a little bit of smoke coming out of it going into cotton, so hopefully it's not the power steering again, but overall the car looks good, and he is back out there after catching on fire yesterday morning. You can't even tell by looking at the car. It looks beautiful. So Thomas, it's great to see you out there in one piece and looking better than ever.
Thomas Smith has always brought good-looking cars. You know, he's a fast driver, but none of the cars ever look cobbled together. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've seen cars look cobbled together and run incredibly fast lap times, but Thomas is always going above and beyond to make sure that not only him and his car are in the best positions possible. He keeps it clean. It helps with quite a few things people miss out on. I hear a lot of track guys go, I don't know why you're polishing your engine or you're cleaning your engine bay, but guess what? If you have a leak and your engine bay is clean, you're going to know it immediately. If you have brake issues and one side has more brake dust than the other, you're going to know it immediately. There is a reason why professional race teams keep their cars clean. It's not for the camera, because I'll be honest with you, on camera, dirty cars look good on track. You'll never know the difference. It's for the team to be able to see what's going on with the car so they can find an issue before there is an issue. And it looks like I just saw Carlo leaning out of the tower right now. It looks like the CSF Evo might actually be going back out on track.
Which they are, whatever Michael Essa pulled into the hot pits for, seems like they were able to make whatever changes he's requesting. And guys, keep in mind that this car has very minimal testing, so they are likely still dialing in the suspension and every little tweak possible on that car, which I'm sure there's a million. Mike Kojima is down there himself, everybody from Moto IQ working hard on that car with Team CSF. I even saw Brian Kono. He's a great fabricator. He's done a lot of work for a couple cars that I race myself. So here we are, guys. Here's the CSF Evo on track, just heading through the dog leg and solid entry into the bus stop. There he is.
Oh, man, guys. So let's talk about this for a second. We are not taking away any track time from these guys. So the biggest concern that people have when you have a weather shortage or a fog delay, that they're not going to get enough time on track. We will do whatever it takes to make sure these guys get all their time in every session. So what we were just telling everyone in the paddock right now is, hey, we're going to run these every 20 minutes, 0 breaks. You got to be on time. You won't miss anything, but we want to make sure you're there. It is not fair that Mother Nature takes away their time. So us as people, if we have the ability to fight Mother Nature and give them the time on track they deserve, we will. So you're not going to see any missed time right now. All these guys are going to go out and fly. So just make sure to stay tuned, and we'll see how the times drop in Group 2.
Yeah, but as the CSF Evo is still out on track here, heading through cotton corners, looks like the car is doing very well, and Michael Essa feeling things out as he has barely had any seat time in this car, so it's great to see him out there seeing what he can and cannot get away with in the newly built CSF Evo. And we have Group 2 getting ready to go out. They're pre-gridded, and this is amazing for watch here. I can't remember ever seeing a time where we have the Group 2 cars starting at a 1:46 time. That is so incredible fast. How much faster the cars are this year with these Yokohama tires, and we have how many cars here? Maybe 6 cars that are under the 150 mark in Group 2. So that's amazing to see. And if you missed us at the beginning of this Group 1 session, we had quite an amazing and quite an exciting start. We had David Hagsma coming out really strong in that GTR at the beginning of this session and nearly taking the overall record from Will Al Young, who has had that record for a few years now too. I can't remember what year it was that he put that time down, but David Hagsma almost resetting it and running a strong 37.761.
You know, Will set that record in 2018 in March at a Pro-Am. So that was the last year of our Pro-Ams. He came here all the way from Canada for a one-day event to try and set that record, and he did. So I'm sure Will is watching. He watches us all the time. Will has been a huge supporter of Global Time Attack. I mean, listen, I've been watching Will for a long time, and I had like goosebumps when he's at World Time Attack his first year. He's being interviewed, and he talks about Global Time Attack to them, and it gave me chills. He's been one of our strongest supporters. For him to tow all the way here from, I believe he's from Waterloo, East Coast Canada, all the way to Southern California for a one-day event to lay down a 37, it was incredible. So Will is all about perpetuating Time Attack. He's not about taking a record and then just not caring anymore. He wants to see his record fall because that means that the sport's being pushed. And I really hope he comes back with version 2 of his car and just lays down a 35.
And with the faster times that we have seen in this Group 1 session, we are starting out the day here with our next Group 2 session, many of which who have already put down their fastest lap times for themselves. But we saw a couple of lap records reset as well in this class. And we'll see what happens. I mean, Group 2 starting off strong. It's cold outside. However, we're still seeing some fast lap times.
Let me go ahead and go into one other thing. When we see a 37, we go blind here. Sean Krebsbach has actually surpassed Jackie Dean for second place. So Sean laid down a 146.797. He is 7/10 off of Amir right now. Amir is actually on track as we speak. Amir is running Group 2 in the NSX because he's in Group 1 with the LSM3. So we're going to see if Amir can get into the 45s because Sean is really creeping at the door right now.
Johnson back there on the screen, he was able to run a 156.7 yesterday, and man, I gotta say that's a great time for that car. I know it's an FDR7, but he's very low on power. He's only running about, I think he said 300 to 350 wheel horsepower in that RX-7, so he's out there really holding momentum, and we're excited to see what he's able to do today.
All right, guys, and that was Jose Mejia right there. He was the one I was talking about speaking with the Yokohama engineers before getting the tires swapped over. Jose laid down a fast banger. He was a 51, fastest FK8 at Buttonwillow, and also street front-wheel drive record. So we know that Jose is capable of going sub 50. We're really hoping to see it. That would be an amazing thing when it comes down to the FK8 chassis. None have ever gone sub 50. In street trim. I actually don't even know of an FK that's done sub 50 ever, to be honest with you here, but to have him do it in pure street class trim would be incredible.
Well, Matt Rojana on the screen there, really flying through bus stop and into Riverside. He is on a fire for sure, and that art of attack and position advance. Supra, love that car. Ooh, looks like we have a car off. I think that looks like an FK8, but that's something a little bit we'll be able to tell who.
We got a little bit of a tough form over here, so I am unsure of what car that is. That looks like it was the JMP AutoWorks 1M. So he got out of it. There are no cars there anymore. That is just a serious dust cloud, but that was the JMP AutoWorks 1M right there with the RS Future Aero. So that is one corner you're going to see. This always happens on day 2. You can make or break your time at bus stop.
And at the same time as the off-at bus stop, we had an off-at Sunset by Kevin Burke in that Grand Sport Corvette. I'm literally sitting here watching the Rockstar Garage team and raising their hands and laughing at him. But Kevin's out there. He's doing his best. He's going really fast considering that car is still in stock suspension, guys. And he's running... What did he run yesterday? Let me double check here. He ran a 149.6 with leaf springs in the back. That says a lot about Kevin as a driver.
We were laughing because Kevin said he's one of 2 cars here with leaf springs. He was talking about the Bel Air, but the Bel Air has coilovers.
Kevin, looks like you are alone in this one. You're the only person on leaf springs, and you're killing it. We don't care about that off-at Sunset. You're killing it this weekend.
No, it's great. It's just a testament to the chassis. I mean, it is incredible. So right now, fastest time of this session is Nick Romano, a 148.172. Carla was giving some good info about Nick yesterday, so let's see if she has anything good to say about Nick right now.
Absolutely. Looks like Nick was able to find about a second over his lap time yesterday. He put down a 148.172. That is flying in that Super. That's a new time attack car. They barely started building that car. I think he said 3 months ago or a month ago. I don't even know. They have no development, and he's already out there running a 148.1. Yesterday he ran a 49.2. So he's finding time every time he goes out there. I'm really excited to see what he can do today.
It was really impressive. I mean, let's not lie to each other here. The times that he set, very impressive. I think I have to correct myself. The car that went off was not the 1M. It was actually Jose Mejia in the Art of Attack Type R. He's already in with his crew getting checked out, so I'm sure he'll be able to go back out. That's Sun Vo's beautiful S2000 on screen right now. Sun is an amazing driver, but the livery on that car is incredible compared to what we've seen in the past.
And I barely even recognize it myself, but Sun Vo is out there killing it. Yesterday he ran a 149.9. Today looks like he is already trying hard to go even faster this weekend. I know he has it in him. Sun Vo, we are cheering from you up here at the tower. Going down the front straight here, that E46 and through. This is a fun car. This is an interesting story at that Tom Tang driving this car. Yesterday, he's sending it. He's flying in this car he's never driven before. Had a slight contact with the wall at Sunset yesterday, but no harm, no foul. I was with the guys there. They were fixing the car late last night. And honestly, even on camera, I can't even tell that car had a wall yesterday. It looks so good.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I walked by his pit yesterday, and the only issue he had with the car touching him was a scratch on the front bumper. So Tom did a really good job of keeping it off the wall. He did his first lap. It looked like a feel-out lap. He was like a 217 or something like that, but now he's in the 154s. So I really feel like there isn't any damage to the car that's going to slow him down. Cosmetic damage maybe, but... Okay, guys. I'm watching Amir come down the front straight, shaking his fist. I thought he was angry. 145.126. The street record is now a 45.126.
Oh my goodness, guys, that is so crazy. That's almost a second faster than his lap time yesterday, which he already reset the record. This is so wild to see. If you guys aren't here at the track, you got to make your way down to the track. You have to watch this live. Amir is out here killing it with a 145.1. That is wicked fast in that street NSX. There he is on screen doing a cool down lap. I think he's pretty happy with what he was able to do in this session. Man, congrats to Amir Benedal and that beautiful NSX.
All right, guys. I know Amir really well. Carla knows Amir really well. I have never seen him down the front straight, hands off the wheel, shaking them. It looked like an angry F1 driver. Okay, Roman Grosjean just got cut off right now, and he gave him the Frenchy hand. You know what I mean? He's coming down. He's passing someone down the street. I thought he got blocked. I looked down at the time. Boom! 45-1. Oh my God.
I mean, it's not like he wasn't already killing it yesterday. He ran a 46.0 yesterday, and to find a second this morning, oh my goodness. I don't know whatever you did, Amir, but man, it sure did work, and that's so exciting to see. Back to back, the first two sessions of the day, already so fast. This is incredible to watch. Kyle Robinson on screen there in that BMW 1M car number 6. Yesterday he ran a 151.5. Today, let's see what he is able to put down. 151.6. So he is really close to his time yesterday. Might still be on script tires. Hopefully he has a fresh set for today.
Oh my gosh, guys. So Sean Kay comes out first session, group 1, does a 46.7. I was like, oh my gosh, this is happening again. This is what happened to me last year. Sean Kay just comes down and lays it down. And, you know, we all joke around a lot. I am so happy just to see these guys fly. But to see Amir come out and do a 45-1, just utterly incredible. He is flying out there right now.
Matt Rojana pulling into the hot pits after his flyer of a 150.0. So close to hitting the 49 mark. He found about a tenth of a second from his fastest lap time yesterday. Man, he is trying so hard to just find every little tenth of a second that he can. Hopefully we can see him into the 49 mark in that position advance. Super. I mean, that's such a beautiful car. All right, guys, we have seen some fast times of so far today. David Schatz laying down a 152.9 in that ZL1. Oh no, we have Graham Downey, no, and Dr. Drew's FK8. Looks like it is smoking.
Yeah, I don't know if that's fire or head gasket. He is not. Graham Downey is a very seasoned driver. If he thought it was a fire, he would have stopped on the spot. He's going to go ahead and pull it back to his pits, and hopefully it's nothing serious. But that right there is going to be a catastrophic failure. We're not going to see Graham back out in that car. It is sad to see.
I'm so bummed to see that Graham was out there flying. He ran a 153.3. That is a mildly built FK8, and he's just out there sending it. Graham is a phenomenal driver. He's been around a long time, wheel-to-wheel racer as well. And man, I'm bummed to see. I haven't seen an FK8 blow up yet. I think this might be the first.
Listen, you don't throw that voodoo out there, okay, Carla? You've already given the commentator's curse to enough people. Let's keep it to yourself, okay?
Oh man, yeah, I hope I don't become an unlucky charm for the FK8s, but man, I'm really bummed to see that car. All right, we have Kevin Burke on the screen there. He is sending it in that Camaro Grand Sport, guys. And this is a funny car that we were talking about earlier. This is the only car here that is on mixed brakes at this event, this Grand Sport. And Kevin's out here killing it. He ran a 151.0. He is so close to getting the 150 mark. There we have Mr. Tom Tang on screen here doing a cool down lap. It's great to see him back out. As I was mentioning earlier, he had some contact with the wall yesterday, but no harm, no foul. Guys were up late fixing the car, and honestly, if you walk past it, you might not even notice that that car hit a wall yesterday. It looks really good. Shout out to Graham Downey, Carlos Valenzuela, everybody out there hammering the car, cleaning up the paint. You can't even tell that that car hit a wall yesterday unless you really take a look at it. Ooh, and I just wanted to make a mention here. Johnson Mack laying down a 154.287. Johnson Mack in that FDR7. He ran a 56 yesterday. I'm not sure personally, but there he is right there on screen. I believe that that might be his personal best time in that FDR7. And man, that's a killer time for that car. Again, that is a low-powered RX-7. He's been out there just doing event after event, just getting so much seat time, and he is really improving every time that he is out here at the track. And as we were seeing in front of us with a 154, congrats to Johnson Mack. And we are just finishing up here in Group 2. Already some killer lap times. If you guys are just joining us, man, what an exciting first couple sessions that we have had so far today. Amir with a 145.1. Oh my goodness, that is a second faster than his fastest lap time yesterday and his NSX. And that is a new record that he set yesterday and has once again reset the record for street rear-wheel drive and street overall record in that NSX. Oh my goodness, congratulations to him. I'm so excited to see this in front of me. Nick Romano laying it down with a 48.1. He's also found about a second since yesterday, and in that new Super that they barely just started building about 3 months ago. Matt Rojana, so close to getting the 49 mark with a 150.0. We are cheering for you, Matt. We really hope to see you lay it down. Kevin out there on Leaf Springs in his Corvette Grand Sport hitting a 151.0. I think he can hit the 150 mark. We are cheering for you, Kevin Burke. Kyle Robinson in that beautiful BMW 1M with a 151.6. Jose Mejia coming out strong, trying so hard to improve his lap time yesterday. 152.8, not fast in his lap time yesterday. That was able to reset the street front-wheel drive record. Not able to do it, but man, he was out there trying really hard. We saw a brief off, but hey, that's what happens when you're really pushing for every last little hair. You're going to make mistakes, and you know that's what happens. So David Schatz out here with a 151.9, great time in that Camaro ZL1. Sunvo laying it down, 153.2. Graham Downey, unfortunately, think we might see a catastrophic failure with that beautiful red FK8. He laid down a 153.3, sending it until he couldn't send it anymore. Tom Tang out there again, crashed the car yesterday into a wall. You can't even tell because he's out there running a 153.8. Man, like nothing happens. So he's just out there killing. Johnson Mack probably hitting his personal best time with a 154.2. And let's not forget Frankie Ho out there in that stock or let's say naturally aspirated S2000 with 156.7. Congratulations to everyone in Group 2. We are really excited to see what's coming up in Group 3.
I mean, I think you nailed all those across the board, Carlo. We're seeing such fast times right now. We want the sun to come out, and I want to see these times drop. So let's not lie to each other. But no, it is great to see these cars out here. Group 2 is basically cold. It's getting checkered. Johnson Mack is the last one to go across start finish. So as soon as he's around the track, we'll send Group 3 out there to go ahead and try and lay down some fast laps. All right, guys, so here we have it. This is Group 3 about to go hot. Group 3 about to go hot. All right, guys, so there's that Spoon Sport, the Cordero R being followed by that Outback Sport, 2 right-hand drive cars. That's Nick Bright in the Cordero R. Reese will probably be driving it next session. Man, it's really nice, guys. You can start to see it on the cameras. The sun is trying to poke its way through the clouds. This is actually kind of a positive for the guys in Group 1 because we're not running any breaks between sessions until lunch. Group 1 will be able to go out and probably still have a very good track moving forward. So I bet Carla sitting here right now, she'd let you know that once you see that sun start to poke through the sky, as soon as it breaks through that fog and cloud cover, the track is going to heat up nicely. The surface temperature will go up, but the ambient will stay really good. If we're seeing a 37.7 out of Hagsma and a 45.1 out of Amir, I think next Group 1 and Group 2 we may even see something faster.
Man, yeah, right now is the time to shine, guys. We already had 2 sessions out here laying down some rubber to heat up the track this morning. Already some phenomenally fast times, guys. I'm really excited to see. There's a lot of great cars out here. Vincent Del Campo on the screen here. Love that Civic EG. He's a crowd favorite. Let's see. Yesterday he ran a 158.1. He's done a lot of development into that car recently since the last time we saw it a year ago, and I think he's gonna lay down a wicked quick time today. I know he has it in him today, and we're looking forward to see what he can do. Not a car that we typically see here, but that is a 718 Boxster. That's a convertible, but he's out there and he's killing it in the 718. Yesterday, I think he actually ran, let me check here. Yep, yesterday he ran a 2-minute flat. Okay, so if we can see him run a sub-2 in a convertible 718 Boxster, I think he's got it in him. Jason Belgalki. Thank you, Cuban, for helping me with these
You're
last
welcome.
names.
Look, I've butchered enough names in my life that when I know the name, I'll let you know. I'm going to be very honest with you. These times are incredible. We had a little bit of a delay. Luckily, you viewers out there got to meet a bunch of our drivers and meet our Yokohama staff. So right now, the lap times, incredible. The sun is starting to poke through the sky. Everything that's going on right now, I mean, we knew today was going to be exciting, Carla, but I didn't think we knew it was going to be that exciting. And Vincent Del Campo with a 155.101. That is 3 seconds faster than yesterday.
I told you he had it in him. Vincent Del Campo. We have all of the EG Honda community cheering you on today. 55.1. Oh my goodness, so close to 54. He's got it in him. I know he does. I'm cheering you on.
Every time you see a driver hit a 0.1, you just wonder what it would have taken to get that just under. We see Vincent with a 55.1. We saw Amir with a 45.1. It's like, what would it have taken to get you in the 54s, Vincent? You're flying out there.
I feel like Clayton exit on bus stop, man. He is just wheeling that EG around So exciting to see. All right, we already have a couple more fast times going on so far. Let's take a look and see.
You know, Carla, I agree 100%. I mean, the times are flying right now. It's awesome to be here at Buttonwillow Raceway Park, GTA Finals. It is no joke right now. And the times, the way they're laying down, the way they're flying is just incredible.
And literally, as I'm speaking, that 718 Boxer, that's a convertible, I was hoping that he could run sub 2, and guess what? He just ran a sub 2. Oh my goodness, with a 59.782 Jason
Bugatti with a 159.7. He is. I mean, look, guys, the times that are laying, it's very stressful here. You can talk to any GTA staff. When the fog is out, we don't even know if the track's going to go hot. We don't know what's going to happen. And then, boom, the clouds open up and time just starts. He did a 54. He did a 54. Del Campo did a 54.
All right, guys, we have Del Campo here with a 54. We were able, I knew he had it in him. I knew it, Del Campo. Wow. 54.760 in that Civic EG. That is so exciting to see. He's out there killing it.
Listen, Carla was fanboying so hard right now, she called him Jason Del Campo. We were talking about Jason Bugatti, and I was like screaming at her, I said, 54, 54!
Oh,
to be honest with you, we're looking so much. John Peter looks over and goes, hey guys, instead of 54. And we like threw our hands in the air how we missed it, but Vince with a 54. Utterly incredible, guys. Oh my gosh, I bet you he's going to be so hyped. If he doesn't have onboard timing, when he comes in and talks to his crew, he's going to lose it.
We're losing it up here in the tower for him. Wow, that is so awesome to see. I know he's on his cool down lap now, but man, he's out here killing it, starting the day strong with a 54.7. Vincent Del Campo, congratulations. On screen there, we have Corey Kreider already laying it down with a 157.75. Okay, he has gained 2 seconds over his time yesterday as well. We are starting off the day really strong. He ran a 159.0 yesterday, already started the day with a 157 in that Subaru wagon.
Honestly, those hatchback Subarus are a different thing. You don't see many of them. They are not the most commonly tracked cars. I mean, we obviously have a popular one in Johnny Hernandez, but besides that, it's not something you see very much. So to see him out here gaining time, I mean, to gain 2 seconds between days, that's something most guys would kill for. Apparently, we have the voodoo and we have the sprinkle dust here because everyone is out here gaining time. But it's awesome to see him out here. I don't personally think I've ever seen him compete with us. I don't want to put myself on record saying that, but it's awesome to see him out here killing it. I mean, everybody here at GTA Finals is bringing their best, pushing the hardest. Now, I do have a question for you, Carla. What's going on with Carlos and his team with the Auto Fashion FK8? Have you heard anything from them?
You know what? I actually haven't heard anything from them. They looks like they're having troubles right away with that FK8 off Auto Fashion USA. I know they're having problems with the tune yesterday, so it looks like they might be sending it back out. I think Carlos Valenzuela is sending it back out.
This is the worst time for them to send it out because the safety team just went out. We got a car stopped on track in Sunrise, right around. It's somewhere after Sunrise. Okay, good. So he's in a safe location. They're going to go ahead and get him safe here. There is a car on track, but he'll be able to at least try to lay down a flying lap.
And let's take a look here, guys. Okay, Carlos Valenzuela is doing everything he can with this new FK8. They're on stock springs. They're figuring out alignment specs. He's basically trying to do whatever they can do to get that car to rotate and not push around the track. And he's already out there running a 58.5 yesterday, and man, that says a lot to him as a driver in this car that isn't doing nearly what he wants it to do, but they're out there, they're doing their best. And we gotta say, Auto Fashion USA, these guys are show car guys. Okay, this is their first stab at doing anything road racing related. So this is really cool for them to see them entering into Time Attack, developing this car, put Carlos Valenzuela behind the wheel, who is a shoe, and just have him send it. And I think we have a strong future to see for that team.
To be clear, it is a manual. He has 2 shoes. No, but for a team who wants to get into road racing, it's not just about the team. The driver helps a lot. You can learn together. If they didn't have a Carlos in the car, they would still develop the car. It would just take longer. It's great that Carlos and Auto Fashion got together and wanted to do this program. I really feel like in the future, we're going to see some very fast times out of them. Maybe at some point next year, maybe Auto Fashion wants to buck her up and send it to Texas. We don't know. I'm going to go ahead and poke him in the ribs a couple times. But to have Carlos in the car laying it down, Carlos Valenzuela was actually with us at COTA last year. He wasn't competing. He was hanging out with us in the tower. He was walking the pits. Carlos is a really good dude. You could tell he's a great driver. I mean, I'll be very honest with you. I guess I'm a little biased because I've gotten to know the guy. But realistically, the only person that I know that's faster than Carlos is Carlo, you know? So
I paid him to say that. No, Carlos is awesome. We're teammates on 3 different teams for endurance racing. So this isn't his first Time Attack. I met him, I think 5 or 6 years ago at a global Time Attack event. He was driving an FDR7, and here he is out here in what he does best, wheeling these front-wheel drive Civics. And
Carlo, what FD was
that was a red FD built by DNA Garage.
Okay, I was about to say that's the DNA car. I don't even remember him driving that, but I met him that day. He wasn't very memorable, okay, so I guess it wasn't important to me. But no, Carlos has really been a great driver. He was a great driver back then. He's a great driver now. On screen, you can see that Nick Bright in the Spoon Accord Euro R was the one that got caught off track over there. They have pulled him off safely, so he's good to go. Let's talk about the overall times for this session right now. So we have Vincent Del Campo, Mr. EG Honda Civic with a 154.760. We have Joshua Reyes at a 157.511. We have Corey Kreider in that Subaru hatchback at a 57.7. I do want to mention this. Carla, this is Group 3. And the first, what looks like 6 or 7 drivers are below the 2-minute mark. How does that make you feel?
Man, this is really exciting to see. And we have so many enthusiast class cars also under the 2-minute mark. Henry Lamb out there going strong with a 58.9. Yesterday he was barely trying so hard to get into the under 2-minute category. Now he's out here almost 2 seconds faster in that beautiful FDRX7. Also, Aaron Gong, 159.2. That, I believe, is also an enthusiast class car, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, enthusiast class car. That's phenomenal. That's that gray CTR that's out there. Jason Bagalki.
Nailed it.
And that 7.8 Boxer convertible up to. I mean, this is so wild to watch. This is crazy how fast cars have gotten on these Yokohama tires. Jason,
a little bit of track time, a little bit of help from Yokohama engineers, and all of the times are dropping. I mean, I'm afraid to see where we'll be 5 years from now. Is like Street Pass going to be in the 30s? I don't even want to know anymore.
I mean, at this rate, who knows, right? We have Nick Bryce out there almost cracking into the sub 2-minute flat with a 0.9. Dustin Williams out there in that S2000 201.0. I saw him with a little bit of blow-by going over bus stop, which is, if anyone has ever driven a 2000 at Buttonwillow, you know that that's a thing around here, but not a difficult fix for him. Adam Wood with a 201.2 and Adam Swan in that S13 with a 201.6.
I mean, yeah, incredible. I mean, so we have some friends here up here in the tower just coming, made it here on a Sunday, someone that's been supporting Time Attack with us for a long time. And I was just getting him up to date with all the times. And his mind is blown to a 37.7. That should be an all-wheel drive unlimited record, if I'm not mistaken. I think the record before was a 38. And then we have Amir Bettatau with the 45.1. The sun was even out. I think we're going to see a street car in the 44s. What's crazy is we've been doing this a long time, and he'll attest is we see catastrophic failures every year. We've had one failure. It was Graham Downey, and it just happened last session. So these cars are built stronger. The teams are putting in a lot more effort. Everything going on here at GTA Finals this year is just crazy to think.
Yeah, and it's funny to watch because, man, I guess this is something positive that we've had from this pandemic. Everyone's been working on their cars since the quarantine, and it's really showing. Everyone is going faster this year, and man, this is really exciting. This is such a great event to watch, and I hope that you guys are tuned in, and I hope they didn't oversleep the first two sessions of this day because it has been a wild day so far. Aaron Gong on screen there in that BRZ car number 559. Yesterday he ran a 158.5 and he's staying consistent again today with a 158.5 again. So hopefully he can find another 1/10 of a second out there. Looks like he is really doing everything that he can. Dustin Williams heading down the front straight in that Spoon S2000. Consistently running 201.
Dustin Williams has been getting some good lap times out there. He's had a couple of hard offs yesterday. Bus stop, I think Sunset. He had a spin at Sunset. He was actually inches from that wall in that full Spoon car. So that's a pucker moment if I've ever heard of one. But he's been consistent. The car's running really well. Anyone who's been following him on YouTube knows he's been making a serious push for this event. So we're happy to see him out here. No issues at all. And just able to lay down some laps in the car.
You know, also, I saw another thing that I wanted to note that Dustin Williams did during this session. And I was so caught up getting excited over lap times that I didn't get the chance to mention. But he's not that experienced in time attack, but I saw him do something that an experienced time attack driver would do, and that was he had some issues with that S2000, and knowing that, he moved offline and held his line so that that 718 could not only pass him but not lose any momentum, and that's when the 718 actually put down his fastest lap time of the day. So that was a really good move by Dustin Williams. He knew that he was having problems, so he stayed predictable in a safe line so that the next car behind him could make that pass and not mess up their hot lap either.
This is what we talk about needing experience to run with us. Dustin is obviously very new to this, but he has spent the last 6+ months with every moment he can on track developing this car. There's a reason you need an SCCA license to run with us. These cars, the speed differentials are incredible. You make a mistake, a car behind you is not gonna want to slow down. We are in a perpetual state of qualifying. People always ask me what time attack is. It's a perpetual state of qualifying, and Carla just lost her mind, so I'll get off that.
All right, so I'm sorry to cut you off, but Carlos Valenzuela finding more time in that FK8, which is nearly stock with a 157.5. He is out there doing everything that he can, and man, it's starting to pay off. Congratulations to him and Team Auto Fashion USA. Whatever problem they were having earlier this session, looks like he was able to they were able to figure it out, or he's driving around it. I'm not sure which one, but I'm sure I'll hear all about it later. Congrats to Auto Fashion USA. You guys are doing amazing considering this is their first event with us and in time attack in general.
Look, guys, that's incredible. And to anyone listening, I promise you we're not playing favorites. These are just the guys on track that are laying it down. We're so happy. I mean, Corey Kreider, we did not talk about him much yesterday. I actually do feel bad about that. And the reason behind it is there's just so much going on around him at the same time. He comes out this morning. I bet you his family's like, you're going to have to go faster because they're not talking about you. So first session, first lap, 57. Talk about me now. You know me now?
2 seconds faster than he went yesterday. So that's definitely something to talk about. Henry Lamb also 2 seconds faster than his time yesterday. I mean, this is crazy. This is enthusiast class car with a 158.9. Henry Lamb.
It is utterly incredible. I mean, these enthusiast drivers are just becoming so fast. Everyone always thought, you know, like the enthusiast cars are slow and they're getting in the way and blah, blah, blah. But realistically, these guys are out here pushing the car to the limits. They know. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Aaron Gong did nothing special to his car. He ran with us last year in a different car. He did nothing special to his car, and we don't allow E85 in enthusiast class. I mean, we allow nothing special. So he has a flex fuel kit on his car while I'm teching it, and he's like, "Hey, Cuban, I'm on pump gas. I'm on VP fuel. Here's my fuel. If you need to do a test on the ethanol." He just wants us to know that he's not out here trying to cheat his way to a win. This is his HPDE car. This is his fun car, and I can really tell that with his second year here now, he's really starting to get the bug and going faster. I bet you money in the next year or two we see Aaron Gong in street class, either with this car or a different car.
And we are cheering you on. Man, what an exciting day so far. We've had so many fast laps today, new records being reset, and everyone has improved their time almost across the board today over yesterday.
All right, guys, this is Group 4 ready to go out. So you're telling me that Kevin Phillips ran an 04? He ran a 204 in the truck? I thought his fastest was a 205.
No. Stand corrected. 203.9.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, guys, his first time at Buttonwillow in an S10 truck running a 209. This is crazy. This is insane how fast
Look at this
cars
shot.
are.
We have a little baby Miata next to a Mamma Jamma car, a Bel Air, and then next to that's an RSX. If you've ever seen, I mean, this is like going to a Cars and Coffee on a Sunday. You know what I mean? It's just every car possible. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. This right here, I do want to talk about. This is Austin Shipley. He was super excited to come run enthusiast class in his FK8. We're really happy to see him here. So I do want to give him some love. Thanks for coming out and running with us. It is a very basic build. Pretty sure it's just full bolt-ons, running a small reverse stagger. He is not on the biggest front tire he can be, but he's been taking a lot of advice from people on the FK8 track groups and all that. So it's great to see him out here. Hopefully he can run a fast lap.
Absolutely. I think, man, here we are, Group 4. I think we're going to see more drivers continue to reset their fastest lap times of the event in this session right now. Man, this is awesome. I'm excited to see what the brothers are going to do this session. I know that I'm cheering them on, but everyone out here has improved significantly over their times yesterday.
Meanwhile, at the very back of the grid, we have Mr. Brett Nicoletti drinking an espresso in his Miata. This is someone that'll do 208s while drinking a cup of tea. So you don't want to mess with these Niyakas, okay? And you know this man's from New York. He was wearing a full New York getup. I was like, Brett, it's not that cold. It doesn't snow here, sir. But Brett, again, we like to razz him a little bit. But Brett's been a huge supporter of GTA. He makes it to every GTA finals. He bypasses the enthusiast rule by never going fast.
And we say that with much love, Brett. Oh man, but I gotta say, I'm still waiting to try your wife's cupcakes. I've known you, Brett, for I don't know how long, 4 or 5 years. I haven't tried the cupcakes yet, and I'm very disappointed.
Okay, this is a huge shout out to Brett's wife. Okay, if you're listening, I apologize. Your husband's kind of slow sometimes. He's the best guy ever. No, seriously. For the car, Brett drives a basically stock NC Miata. It's suspension. It has stock power, Carly. I'm telling you, there is an intake and an exhaust, and that's it. It is a stock power car, but we were talking about his wife. His wife runs a wedding cake company. She makes some of the most incredible things on the planet. When I did the suspension, when my shop did the suspension on his car, he brought a box of homemade macaroons. I was like, I am a macaroon lover, but I was like, I'm not going to eat that. I'll have one. I had like 13. I had to give the damn box away. I said, someone get this out of my life.
All right, well, maybe it's a good thing then that I haven't been able to try the macaroons or the cupcakes or the cake. You can't be on a time attack diet when you're eating macaroons. I'm sorry.
But you can be on a bench racer diet and eat whatever you want, okay? That's why I get to live the dream.
And just for the record, the announcer diet consists of coffee, energy drinks, and water occasionally, and more coffee.
And to be clear, the coffee of choice today is late break coffee made by Tuda. Is it Tuda, right? Tuda Betatau. This is Amir's sister, who would be faster than him if she drove, but she decided to develop coffee. It's called late break coffee. The one I'm drinking is called Silverstone. She has named all of these coffees after famous tracks. There's Silverstone, Catalunya, Spa. I mean, she has everything going on. And I'm a coffee snob, AKA I hate flavored garbage. I like strong, crisp, fresh coffee. And she has somehow gotten me to drink these flavored coffees because they're incredible.
Yeah, and once you pick it up, you're not going to put it down until you finish. And I can't share it. It's once I drink it, I have to drink the entire bottle. So that's it. It's really good.
So this is Kevin on track right here. This is Kevin Phillips. Let's see him jump a little bus stop over here. Boop, boop. Right to left. He is really getting used to this track. So when you were watching him yesterday, he was real tentative there. He wouldn't use the outside curb. He turned in a little late, try to avoid the inside curb. But I mean, I was watching on his Instagram. He actually had his phone on IG Live during a lap. I watched it last night in my hotel room, and I was like, he is really starting to get it. So I'm going to tell you right now, I want to see him below 2 minutes. If he can do a 2:03, I want to see him at a 1:59.
Wow. Okay. A sub-2 in a truck at Buttonwillow? I mean, that's wild.
I don't know if any trucks, but I see his brother right here about to jump bus stop too. Let's see how his car looks. He's definitely using all the track. I mean, he'll tell you it's got a lot of body roll, but that thing settles really well. You just saw him jump bus stop. The car had a little small hop, settled, and he was able to power out. So it's obvious it does have body roll, but he spent a lot of time setting that car up. I mean, I guess when you're not Kevin Burke and you get rid of the leaf springs, the car runs well.
I mean, and that's a car built in 1956. That's older. If I had a grandmother, that would be older than my grandmother. Like, that's ridiculous how old this car is, and it's out here doing laps at Buttonwillow.
My grandma was born in the 30s, and she's still kicking.
Shout out to Cuban's grandmother.
Let me tell you something about Cuban people. The women live forever and never age, and the men look 50 when they're 35. So it's kind of like this weird thing going on. My grandma's a beast. My mom looks 40. I'm not going to tell you her real age, but she looks 45. People don't believe me when I say they're my mom because they look at me and go, bro, you're balding. You look 40. That's not your mom. But no, this is incredible. Just seeing the amount and level of cars that are out here, it's so awesome.
Kevin Phillips must be listening to us. He just clocked in a 202.0. Okay, already down from a 203.9. Every time he's out here, going faster and faster in that S10 truck.
That's 1.7 seconds. That's basically 1.7 seconds he gained right there on his first lap. How's his brother doing? Where is the other Phillips? 2:07.283. He's also cut a full second off of his fastest time.
And that would be in the Bel Air. That is so crazy to see.
So we have Austin Shipley to 2:16, Brett Nicoletti to 2:14. COVID has actually slowed Brett down a lot. He has not been able to make it to a track day due to work, and he also helps his wife with the bakery when he's not working. Brett runs a Monday through Friday 40-hour job and probably runs another 20 to 30 hours helping his wife with the family business. So he has not been able to make it out. Brett's fastest time is a 2:09. He is very capable, but this is his first time out in quite some time. Carly Devry with a 2:10.677, Richard Klein with a 2:08.582. That is Kyle Phillips at a 2:07.283. Who's that running the 2:06, Carla? Do you have any info on that car? It's Nico. That's the Impreza. So that's the car we were talking about earlier. Nico Guma, I do not want to butcher your name, sir, but it's Guma Yage. Okay, so Nico. I'm just going to call you Nico from now on until I talk to you downstairs so I can pronounce your name properly. Nico has been at a 2:06.719. Carly dropped 6 seconds from lap 1 to lap 2, so she's a ramp-up driver. Carla is what I would call a flat-out driver from the get-go. So we see two kinds of drivers out here. We see drivers that on the first lap will do 70 or 80%, in the second lap do a fast lap. Carla has driven many things. She's driven for us. She's driven a lot. Carla will do the warm-up and lay down her fastest lap on that second lap. She is definitely a qualifying driver. And if I'm not mistaken, you qualify for most of your races in your roll-to-wheel team, don't you?
That is correct. I do all the qualifying. I take it very seriously. For me, that's like half of the. I mean, I love qualifying. It's like the main reason why I'm there. But of course, we want to do well in the race too. But I love qualifying. I'm always out there doing the qualifying for all the teams that I'm with. But let's talk about something here really quick. Bobby Velasquez, car number 999, found 2 seconds over his fastest lap time yesterday in that CTR. That's awesome. We're seeing people going faster and faster. I think on average people have been about a second to 2 seconds faster than the lap times yesterday.
I mean, can I talk to you for a minute because you missed it? Just look at me. What am I going to say? Did Kevin Phillips just run a 2-minute flat? Because Kevin Phillips just ran a 2-minute flat.
What? Oh my gosh.
Carla's looking at me in the tower like, I don't know what you're going to say, Steven. And I'm looking at the timing, and I see a 2-minute .454 or something similar. 455.
I'm in shock. I don't believe it. I really don't understand how he's running a 2-minute flat in a truck at Buttonwillow, but here we are. Kevin is running a 2-minute flat in an S10 at Buttonwillow. Wow, that's crazy.
I do want to give these shout outs. I know a lot of people from the Pacific Northwest are watching. I see him share it on his story. All you guys in the PNW, we will be back up there next year. Your boy Kevin is out here representing. Oh, EP3 with a good spin. He tried to save it. He really did. But a little bit too much snap in the other direction. Back to the Pacific Northwest, though. He is out here representing you guys so well. I mean, I am very sad. A lot of you guys may have met or known of Ben Williams from the Pacific Northwest. He actually sold his S2000 to somebody here in California who brought the car, but they blew up the tranny. That beautiful blue wide body S2000 that Ben Williams sold to the gentleman here, he only ran one session yesterday, tranny let go. So I am sad to hear it. That's an amazing car. Rampage Pat put a lot of work into that car, but you know, that's the life of time attack.
I believe that's Nicholas Zambrano waiting for the green light from the corner worker at the tower to let him know when it's safe for him to pull back on track to clear the next car coming up in Riverside. Look, everyone's out here trying to improve their times from yesterday and do the best that they can. So everyone is pushing it as hard as they can. And occasionally, you know, you'll find that you exceed your limits, but that's okay. Every time that happens, that's when you know that you're learning and improving as a driver. So no harm, no foul. Nicholas Zambrano, car number 9.
Get out there.
We have Carly Devery on the screen there in that Renner Subaru. Man, she is out here and improving every time that she's behind the wheel. This is great to see. I think she's at a 2:04.8. Wow, that is amazing. She also, like many other drivers, went 2 seconds faster over their fastest lap time yesterday. So, man, everyone is going faster.
Man, I think the best part about right now, Carla, let me talk about this. You got to go down there and talk to people downstairs. Our staff, our viewers got to see it all. And then we go live and back to back to back. We have no breaks. This is just pure excitement. You know the best part about this? The fast cars are already lining up to go back out.
Man, this is a really exciting day. I hope that I don't even think you needed to drink coffee today, just because there's so many exciting things happening. And wow, I really hope that you didn't oversleep and miss the first 2 sessions or first 3 sessions. Everything. I hope you've seen this entire day so far because it has been so wild. We've seen new records. We've seen everybody going faster. drivers who were already finding tenths of a second yesterday, finding an entire second today, finding 2 seconds today. Today it's fast, it's cool weather, it seems like the track is fast. A lot of people have fresh tires on this morning, and it's really showing in the tires.
I probably shouldn't have drank this coffee. I had a coffee this morning when I woke up. I'm 3/4 of the way through a late break coffee. I'm probably going to seizure out in a little bit if exciting things keep happening. I mean, my goodness, what a day. So these guys are out here. So you will notice this. This is something you may not have noticed, but I'll go ahead and let you know. As the groups progress, you actually see more cars on track more often. Group 1, Group 2 are the fastest cars. They're not set up to do multiple laps. I mean, you know what blows my mind? Amir set that 45 on his 3rd lap.
That says a lot. I mean, goes to show you when Honda baby and the Segs, he's out there killing it in that car and also in that LS Power E36. We are almost ready to send out Group 1 again. And man, if you guys are here at this event, you should definitely walk over and watch this. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think we're going to see more excitement coming soon for this next Group 1 session.
Man, I feel like I've used all my days worth of words already. I don't know about Carla, but I'm going to have to re-upload the thesaurus in my brain because, my goodness, these times are flying. So it does look like we have a little bit more time. I think we're about 5 minutes out from having Group 1. I do see Ferris already gridded up over there. So I am very excited here. But these cars out here have really been laying down some fast lap times. The sun, you can see it. So looking at our times, let's talk about it. Kevin Phillips, a 2-minute 4.55. Bobby Velasquez, a 2-minute 0.7. Obviously, I'm a very FKA biased guy. I own one. But to see a truck in front of a Type R at Buttonwillow is something I would have never thought I would have saw. It's so awesome. Stephen Trang at a 202. Nico at a 203. Mark Solis at a 203. Richard Klein at a 203. These times are very close, Carla. Usually Group 4, you're at a 205, 206 start. So to see so many people at a 2-minute to 205 just in the first 9 people just really shows how fast these guys have come along.
Absolutely. Man, what a day. What a day it's been so far. I don't know if I need more coffee or if I just need to calm down because I'm excited. I'm out here and this is really exciting for me to watch. So many fast laps, so many new records. William Alyoung, I hope you're watching. I'm sure you are. We got a session coming up again, or Group 1 coming up again. I don't know what's going to happen. David Hagsma, I think he's going back out, and we will see.
I mean, I hope he's going out. I really hope the car is as strong as it was in Group 1, Session 5. They're over there. They're actually pitted 7 inches away from the grid. So they get to keep their tire warmers on until literally the last second, and then they can go out there to the grid. So I do see the car on tire warmers at the moment. There are around it. I see what looks like Will outside of the car. So Will has his race suit around his waist. My guess is if they're going to run it, David's going to run it again. And we'll probably see Will in it again a little bit later. Here we go. So that's Sean Cagle right there. I was talking to Sean yesterday. He said he was going to avoid the very first section because it's just too cold. His car is a 1-lap car. He does not have the ability to get the tires on the second lap. So he's going to come out when the sun is starting to come out. Sean is really shooting for a 40. His fastest time ever was yesterday at a 42.7. He wants to see that 4.0. It will just bring completion to him to see a 40. H-pattern car, LS2 twin turbo. I mean, I'll be very honest with you. This car could have been tuned on a stock ECU if it just had a standalone boost controller. That's how not crazy his car is. No ABS, H-pattern box, He could be on a stock LS2 ECU with HP tuners, and the car would run the same if it just had a standalone boost controller. So that's what I'm talking about when ingenuity meets privateers. They don't have an unlimited budget, okay? So they're going to make it work with whatever they have, and they have made him and the Caliber Customs team. I mean, Carlos is pitted right next to him. I know you saw him. I know you were there when I was talking to them yesterday. It's just really incredible to see what they've done with that car.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've been hard at work with it too. Sean is doing everything that he can to find every tenth of a second in that car. I'm confident he's going to come out strong once again today. And definitely keep an eye on the CSF Evo. Man, they were out here for the first time this morning in the first session and able to put a few laps down. Looks like they're fine-tuning a few things, and guys, I think we're gonna see this car. Let's see it put down some laps. I'm not gonna say anything else because I don't want to jinx anything. I'm rooting for you guys. I hope you do well.
If anyone has any black gaffer's tape, I would take it over to Mike Kojima. That blue tape kind of clashes with the livery on the car. But besides that, this car looks incredible. They've put a lot of work into it. As you can see, I'm lined up right here. Amir is out there in the LSM3. Hagsma is lined up and ready to go. Keep your eyes on this car. If he makes it through, what we have noticed, I mean, Carlo will attest to this, if you make it from cotton to fill very fast, there's a good chance you're going to have a fast lap. Because in my opinion, and Carlo can correct me if I'm wrong, from cotton to fill hill is where you make or break your lap. This is probably the most technical and hardest section to get right.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that. And it's not, I mean, it's about how much momentum you're carrying from, and it starts way before that. But if you can carry the most amount of momentum from those two sections of the track, that's where the money is, really, in my opinion here.
Are we going to see Amir again pumping his fifth, maybe with a faster time in the M3?
I mean, if you see at a point, what was he at, 0.1? What are we in that?
No, this is not the intersection. It's the M3. So
I'm sorry.
Barrett's not into the 44s. He's still in the 45s. But, I mean, I'm hoping to see that car try to be competitive against Ferris. You know, there's all this talk everywhere that, you know, it's unfair that Ferris is so fast. I hate hearing the words unfair, by the way. No offense to anyone who feels that way. He built an amazing car, guys. That doesn't mean that he's unfair. Anyone can build an amazing car. Amir is in a basic LSM3. Now, I'm not going to say the motor package is basic. They have put great money into that car. But if you look at it, it's nothing. It is everything you've ever won in a time attack car without going over the top. It doesn't have wings on wings. It's not a rocket ship. It doesn't look like it could fly to the moon. Right there on camera is Sean Krebsbach. He is shooting to win Street Class overall again. He got into the mid 46s in his first session. Yeah, 46.7 if I'm not mistaken. So he has definitely surpassed Jackie Day. And he is looking to chase down Amir's time in the NSX. So let's see what kind of times he runs. All right, guys, and here we go. The three fastest cars coming down the front straight. We have Hagler, followed by Sean Cagle, followed by Ferris Cartoony. We're going to go ahead and see what kind of lines they have. Amir has given himself a nice little gap, so he's going to try and lay down it. So just so you guys know, behind Amir is Cable Rosenberg and that Dodge Viper, and then Damien in a renter car who is actually sending it right now. He is not on a warm-up by any means. There's Sean Cagle. The car looks so planted through that section. I mean, Sean has really been pushing it. I'm not going to lie to you, Ferris is right behind him, but he did have a little off right there at bus stop. I mean, he put the right rear tire over the edge. Nothing too crazy. We have Amir also going through bus stop. Sean's car is so planted on screen, though. It's incredible the kind of work that KW has put in for him. He is on a whole new suspension setup from last year. It's a KW supported car. It's also really good to see JC Monet back out there. We didn't see him in the early session. So JC's out here trying to really put in work.
Yeah, yesterday JC ran a 146.8. So since he missed the first session today, hopefully we'll see him get a little more time on the table. Looks like we do have a car off on the dog leg on the outside. Can't see that far. It's right reflecting the sun, but that looks like it might have.
All right, guys. So Dave did not go faster than the 38. But Ferris did a 44.8. I believe that is a skosh faster than last. I'll have to have Carla fact check on that one. Sean did a 42.6, which is a little faster than his time. And Amir did a 46.0. So as it stands right now, Ferris is definitely ahead of Amir in limited class. Cable Rosenberg with a 52. Damien with a 47.4. They are definitely figuring that car out. He is moving. But this is what I want to see right here. We have Sean K coming down the front straight. Can he bring the heat to Amir? 48.7, guys. He is slower than his fastest time.
Fact check myself really quick. That was Gabriel Shadid with a slight off in the E90 M3. But we already have Dustin DeSero running a 150.486 in the Rockstar Garage S2000.
We have a waving yellow off of what looks like turn 1. I can see my flagger right now with a waving yellow. Michael Essa with a 201. It looks like he was starting to ramp it up, but he is definitely going to be slowed down. It was Dustin DeSero that had a serious spin, but the car is now moving. This standing yellow should be done soon, hopefully, but it looked like he was driving himself off the track.
Yeah, so we have 2 offs right now in this session, and guys, basically this is what happens. So you're out here, you're trying to do your best, you're trying to find tenths of seconds, and you're pushing your limits and the car's limits. So occasionally you're going to exceed it, and sometimes you make mistakes, and so that's all that's happening. But no harm, no foul. Both cars are back out on track. Amir already starting strong with the 46.0 and the 36 M3.
It looks like the track is green again, so they did get that car out of the way. I am going to tell you that the car got himself out of the way, so luckily we didn't have to send track safety out. Here we have Ferris. You're going to hear him on our camera, that beautiful brake squeal followed by that push rod noise. That's Ferris talking to his team right now. That is a beautiful car, guys. I'm just going to tell you right now, they've put in so much work with that thing. It does look like he's going to have his tire temps checked right now and his pressures, and he may or may not go back out. It's really up to him on how much tire he wants to use at this stage, but this is a car that's had some serious work with it. Michael Essa with a 52.
Consistent to what they ran in the session, first session of the day. So hopefully they're still figuring things out, doing tweaks here and there. But man, this is already a 52 with this car. So hopefully we can see crack well into the 40s later today.
The Rockstar Garage car, Dustin DeSero, is pulling in right now. He's going to get checked out, make sure the car is safe to go back. It did look like over there, Michael Essa, maybe just not enough steering input with that lack of power steering. He put both the outside wheels off right after caught corners, but he is still definitely sending it. Let's stop in the corner. I don't think I'd want to take with a high aero car and no power steering.
1 Cable Rosenberg in that Viper car number 39. He just ran a 147, but earlier he ran a 146.6. Beautiful car. So that is actually about a second faster than his fastest lap time yesterday.
There is Amir in the LSM3 getting checked out by the Motorsports Hardware team. It is a lot for this guy. Not this guy, but these guys. Because you have Amir right now getting checked out. He's going to make sure the car is good. And then he's going to go back out. But then his team, the RS Future team, has to get the NSX to the grid. He literally has to pull this car in, jump out, and then jump into the NSX while someone pulls the M3 back to the paddock. So, I mean, anyone who's ever tried to go back-to-back in two different cars will tell you it's probably one of the hardest things to do. Your mindset, it's very fatiguing. You're only running a lap, but you're running a lap at your fullest potential. This is the only way I can attest to it, and people are going to say it's not the same, but you go ask someone who runs the 40-yard dash right afterwards to go do a 100-yard sprint right afterwards, they're going to have to get in the right mindset. You don't use the same amount of energy for both.
There's the CSF Evo back into the hot pits there, making some quick adjustments. That's, was that Martin from Moto IQ making tire pressure changes? Yep. And Robbie's checking in with Michael S. to see what it is he prefers to have changed on the CSF Evo. But man, it's great to see this car out here. It's running well. They're just making some fine tweaks, and man, I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do with it later today.
They did bring. Is that Martin Gonzalez over there? Do I see Martin from Moto IQ, guys?
Yeah,
Martin
sure
has
is.
run with us in the past. He is definitely a face to remember from back in the day. He's an awesome dude. He puts in the work, and when you have Martin out there helping you, it's a fantastic thing. It does look like after Amir came in, he's ready to go set another hot lap. He had the pressure changed, and he's out there ready to go.
So I think Sean Cagle is back in the pits. He ran a flyer, and he found a 1/10 of a second from his time yesterday. So, man, he is really pulling fine hairs just to find every last little bit that he can. And that's really what this is all about. That exactly to a T. What do we have here? Car off a little bit on the exit of bus stop.
I can't see it from the dust. Oh, it's Dustin DeSero again. He is really pushing the limits of that Rockstar S2000. I think he is finding the maximum level of grip and pushing it just over that line. But anyone that's driven an S2000, I think there's someone in the tower that might know a thing or two about S2000s, but anyone that's driven one will know that you need very fast hands to drive one of these cars. They're twitchy, they're snappy. You have to be on top of it even before it starts to let go.
Yeah, absolutely. And if they're not on fresh tires for this session, I hope that they have another set for him today. There's Amir on the screen there, turning laps in the E36 M3 LS powered. Ferris Fortumi still lapping. He's finding time, he's learning the track, and he's actually never been here before. We had the opportunity to talk to him before the first session today. And he is out here learning everything quickly, and he has the right mindset. He's doing what he can, even though he doesn't have fresh tires. He has scrubs from last year, but he's still out here killing it with 45s.
So here's Amir. Amir understands more than anybody where you have to be fast to go faster. So let's see if he can get bus stop really clean. Use all the track, maybe touch the tiniest amount of dirt. So he carried a lot of speed. If people always ask, how can you tell these cars are going fast from up here and on camera? Well, in the whole complex up here, it's easy. You see how the car is transferring weight left to right, how it's gripping. It may not look fast, but anyone that knows what they're looking for will tell you that they are flying through that section.
And speaking of 145, Damien in that Renner Subaru also found another 2 seconds off of his lap time earlier in this session. He just ran a 145.905.
He is nipping at Amir's heels right now. So Amir is trying to chase down Ferris, but meanwhile, Damien is slowly creeping into Amir's life. Now they're both into the 45s. We're about to see Amir come onto the front straight. I actually lied about that. We're going to see Amir take the Subaru line, and I can tell you exactly what's going on here. Amir had some crazy lap time on beta. This is a driver thing, guys. Amir probably had some crazy lap time on his beta. He was probably seeing a 44 something, and he pushed it so far into that corner that he just overcooked.
And you know what I like that I just saw Amir do? So, okay, yes, he did go off, and obviously the car is full of dirt, but what he did is he went back on track, but he went offline, guys. So that way he doesn't get the track all dusty where everyone else is on their fastest lap kind of thing. That's awesome to see. Good sportsmanship, and he knows exactly what to do. Amir's a very experienced driver, and obviously it shows with his decisions on the track.
Amir's going to be kicking himself in the butt over that one, though. I'm going to tell you right now, this was the money session. He knows it. We know it. Everyone knows it. This was his chance to try and surpass Ferris, and it looks like the double first place might just be starting to get out of reach. I'm never going to count Amir out, even though he's let me down many times in the past, but it is just slowly starting to get out of his reach. And Amir's not very tall, so he doesn't have the biggest reach anyways.
Okay. Actually, Amir's, I think, taller than I am. I can't remember, but he's definitely not shorter than I am.
No way. No way.
I'm not that tall. I don't know. What are you talking about?
Amir worked as an Oompa Loompa in the freaking Willy Wonka movie earlier this year.
Okay, I have to read myself while I crack up. God. I love sharing the tower with you, but you always make me laugh.
Anytime she laughs on stream, it takes away from the mistakes I make. So that's definitely something we have going on. So Amir is actually hauling the mail into the cold pits. What he's going to do is he's going to drive his car straight at us, try to crash into me because I called him an Oompa Loompa. And then he's actually going to get out of the car over here near the GTA area, and he's going to run, fashionably jog to the NSX to get back in the zone because he's going to have to go back out and try to set another flyer.
So just to sum things up from this session, unfortunately, we did not see David Haxma go a little bit faster in the GTR, but he is consistently now in the 38 range, and that is blazing quick. He's already so close to taking the overall record with his time from earlier this morning. I know he's going to be getting with Will Watanabe to review that data and see where he can really find those tenths of seconds.
So on screen right now, we have all the times of this session. David Hagsma, the 138.9, still flying. We have Sean Cagle to 42.6. He found a tenth of a second off his fastest lap. Ferris at a 44.8. Cable Rossenberg in that Viper with a 45.8. We have Damien with a 45.9. Notice they're not in the same class. Cable is in a limited class car. Damien is in a limited class car. We have Amir at a 46.0. Gabriel Shadid at a 48.3. Still not in the 47s, but he is knocking on the door. We have JC Monet at a 49.3, Dustin DeCero at a 50, a very dusty 50, by the way that car is looking right now, and Michael S. at a 52.2.
We don't want to call him Dusty DeCero, but, that was a dusty session for him, and I say that with much love. We all know what it's like. Oh, maybe we don't all know what it's like, but I know what it's like driving an S2000, and he's really finding every last air in it that he can. He ran a 48 yesterday. Today he's in the 50 range. I don't think they're on fresh tires. I know that they're making changes right now to the car. I see him holding the trailer, and Rockstar Garage is making some changes, I think, to it. So hopefully we'll get him back out, and I want to see a low 58 in that car.
And here we have it, guys. Somehow he made it from the other side of the pits into his car. Either that or he's learned how to frickin' clone himself. Amir going out, being followed by the Red Ribbon Racing. Is it Pink Ribbon Racing? Pink Ribbon Racing Supra. That was Kevin Burke being followed by Will Drees, who Carla interviewed earlier. This is Sun Bo's beautiful S2000. He always shows up with a good car, but the livery is on another level right now. Jose Mejia, in his Art of Attack Honda Civic Type R FK8, has already reset the overall, the street front wheel drive record. This is a 1M BMW that Amir did some aero on. This is Tom Tang in a car that doesn't even look like it's taking any damage.
David Schatz pulling up in that beautiful ZL1, followed by Frankie Ho in that S2000.
And Frankie's running an angle of attack on the wing that he's actually never ran. We do have a rule in the street class: the wing cannot be taller than the wheel. And yes, this camera angle is going to make you think it is, but when I checked it, his wing angle caused it to be taller. So he had to remove every bit of angle out of the wing just to be legal. So even with that, he is running faster and faster every session.
Kyle Robinson on screen here in that beautiful BMW 1M. He has been consistently at the 151 range. Earlier this morning, he ran a 151.5, and same thing with him yesterday. He ran a 151.5, so he is looking to also, a lot of the drivers we're seeing finally doing the fine-tooth changes, so we're looking for tenths of seconds here, and I think that's what Kyle Robinson is going out for this session, looking for tenths of a second.
So to anyone that heard me earlier, Amir was physically pumping his fist when he went down the straight after his hot lap. If I see him pumping his fist again, I'm going to lose him, because that means he's in the 44th. And a street class car going in the 44th is something that I actually said online is something we won't see this year. And that means he went from letting me down, but proving me wrong. And I am about every bit of it. So on the RaceHero app or racehero.io, you will see the order of the cars as they come out. Because every time they tick across start finish, it starts the hot lap. So it's Amir, followed by Nick Romano, Kevin Burke, Sun Bo, Jose Mejia, Kyle Robertson, Tom Tang, and Will Drees are all out there right now trying to set flyers.
Kevin Burke getting a little oversteer on that exit of bus stop, followed by Sun Bo, who's following pretty close behind him.
And Mr. Johnson Mack just won across start finish. Another fan favorite. When I say fan favorite, I mean Carla favorite car.
I don't mean to be biased, but I mean, he shaved 2 seconds off of his fastest lap time. And I think he got a new personal best of a 54 in that FDRX7. That is blazing quick for that car. Congratulations to Johnson Mack. But I'm putting the pressure on him right now. If he doesn't know already, he's going to need.
So Amir did a 45.2 right now. If this is anything like the last session, he's either going to come in or do a 47. The last session, he did a 46.4 and then a 45. So a 45.2 is a banker. Let's see if he can lay down another lap. I don't think he runs them back to back, but this is the first session he's ran 295 on the car, so he may have the tires.
Jose Mejia starting off strong with a 151.0. Is that faster than his lap time this week? absolutely fast in his lap time yesterday by 3 seconds. Not only ran faster, but he has just reset his own record for street front-wheel drive. Congratulations to him, man. He is really trying hard earlier last session and found another 0.3 of a second. That's amazing to see. And there you got Sunvo also looking for time, just clocked in at 151.0. We know that he has a 150 flat in him, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Kyle Robinson there on the screen, 8 in that one end.
Yeah, and it did look like Amir was on a cooldown lap. I saw him slow down through Riverside, so we'll probably see him come in, get looked at by his team, and then go back out. It does look like Jose's getting out of the way there for, is that Will Drees or is that Tom Fenton? That is Will Drees in the prelude. It looks like Will, okay, I'm going to be corrected. He just slowed it down to cool off the tires. He's just going to send it again. So Amir doesn't care about his picture. He's going right back with it. But Will Drees has found speed in that car, guys. He did a 48.312. That is, I believe, the fastest time they've run out.
I believe so too. So it seems like the brakes are not only working, but they're working consistently so that he is finding time. And I think they were really close. They were close to a record. Let me look this up really quick before I shoot myself in the foot. Oh boy, alright, something else exciting just happening. I wasn't correct. Will Drees and Corey Wells just reset the limited front-wheel drive record down to a 148.3. They just beat Chris Boersma limited front-wheel drive record of a 148.4 by a 1/10 of a second. Chris Boersma, I hope you're listening, but you just lost both of your records today. I am sorry, but we love you, and you just lost both of your
Carlos
records.
taking all the good words out of my mouth, man. I'm about to be like, Chris, you lost both your records at Buttonwillow, but Carla's becoming too good at announcing. She's becoming self-aware. Skynet is coming. Yo, Chris, we love you, man, but my goodness, you literally just lost both your Buttonwillow records. The only record left is William Al Young's. We need it to drop because the Canadians got to come back in force next year. This is amazing.
David Asberg is knocking on that, so I don't know. I think the Canadians need to come back out because they've got some work to do. Chris Boersma, I'm calling you out. I need to see you back out here because you just lost both of your records. I'm sorry, but I love you. You got to come back out here. I bet it feels so good for Will Drees and Corey Wells in that prelude, man. They have spent the entire night working on that car, trying to figure out the issues that they were having with the inconsistent braking. And whatever they did clearly solved it, or it was good enough for Will Drees to put down a new limited front-wheel drive record. Oh, and we also have Kevin Burt cracking into the sub-150s, I think for the first time for him. Actually, it's not the first time for him, but he did crack into the sub-150s, a 149.7, and that is in that Camaro Grand Sport. All right, looks like Jose Mejia probably did a mid-session cooldown. He might be lining himself up to do another lap, but I think he's doing another cooldown as we speak, letting Kyle Robinson go for a safe pass on the inside of Riverside in that BMW 1M. Sunbo also on a flyer with a safe pass from Kevin Burke on the inside of Riverside. Sorry, I lost my thought. I got excited to see Sunbo, I guess. Out there.
Good looking car.
Yeah, out there killing it with that nice new livery that he just did. Johnson Mack pulling into the hot pits. Let's see what it looks like. They're doing a tire pressure adjustment. He just ran a 154 earlier in the last session. Looks like he might be trying to make another adjustment to get hopefully another couple of tenths of a second out of that lap time. Or he might just come out and shave off another 2 seconds. We will see.
That's what I want to see personally.
I mean, why not? We already did 2 seconds from yesterday to today, so therefore, Johnson, I am calling you out. You need to do another 2 seconds.
Times are flying in this Group 2 session. We have Amir a little slower than his last session from Group 2. He's a 10th off. I would love to see him crack into the 44s because I don't really care if I'm right or wrong. If I see a streak run 44s, the level of play is incredible. People are really going to have to bring the heat next year. And I mean, I don't even know what to think about that right now, to be honest with you, only because we thought that maybe a second or half a second every year that streak record would drop, just with how fast it was in 2018. I mean, the record went from being in the 50s to a 48 like that. And we were like, no way, that's some great car control right there, guys. Formula Drift is calling. We were waiting to see that. And it's incredible to see how the record has been dropped.
And we have Tom Tang sliding into the front straight from Sunset, not even concerned about the wall that he grazed yesterday. And they repaired the car overnight, and guess what, Hewitt? I was down there sitting while they were repairing the car, and Graham Downey called him out. He said, look, we're putting all this work into the car tonight. We're taping it. We're hammering it. He's like, you better go faster tomorrow. And guess what, guys? Tang did indeed go faster with the car that he crashed yesterday, but he went faster and ran a 152.858. Man, so it's great to see him out here and just continue to go faster, even though he's on the same tires, which got cut from the impact when he did hit the wall. Yeah,
I didn't know that. So the tires were damaged and he's out here just killing it. Was that what Sunvo was hammering yesterday? Was that the wheel Sunvo was abusing?
I don't remember seeing. I'm sure it probably was because Sunvo was out in that area anyway. But Carlos Valenzuela was hammering that fender, and Graham was out there doing this amazing detail that I've never seen anyone with a car so well before. But that's what happens when you work on Formula Drift cars, I guess. They fixed that car. You can't even tell that it was crashed, and clearly Tom Tang can't tell that it was crashed because he's out here going even faster today in it.
No, I know, man. It's awesome to see that. It really is. And honestly, it's not just the Formula Drift cars. I mean, when you drive wheel-to-wheel cars consistently, you can attest to this. Contact happens in races. A lot of time, contact causes your fender to rub your tire. You got to come in as fast as you can and hammer the crap out of it just to get back on track. This isn't an HPD day where you get to come in, spend 30 minutes in the pit, make it look good. You get contact on wheel-to-wheel race, you're hammering and taping and trying to get back out there as fast as you can.
In which I have definitely done that before. With endurance racing especially. In Atlanta, I had a co-driver had contact with the car early into the race and pulled in the pits and fixed the car in about 40 minutes just to get it to, I mean, it wasn't perfect, obviously, but we got back out there. So, yes, and it indeed happens, but that's not something that you typically see for time attack. We hope that you don't see that in time attack at least, but Tom Tang, there he is, pulling into the pits with that awesome tape job from Graham Downey. Oh, we have a spin out from Frankie Ho in that S2000. He is looking for every tenth of a second that he can find.
You know, people actually say you don't see many spins there, but anyone who's driven Cotton Corners knows you're trying to carry as much speed out of Cotton to bus stop as you can. And, you know, that's a slight right-hander before the hump, and he just got a little twitchy through the right-hander and couldn't correct it.
But everything is okay because he actually went faster from his lap time from yesterday by 0.2 of a second. He clocked in a 156.8, cracked into the 50 with that S2000. Yep, there he is. So he's getting the dust off of the S2000. He's going to be pulling into the pits now to finish off this session.
It is still crazy to think with that naturally aspirated S2000 how well he is just pushing the limit of that car. He's done a 57 in it. You know, most 56, Carlo with the fact checks, 56 in that. And honestly, I mean, you talk to anyone who drives their S2000 out here, doing a 56 in an NA S2000 is really pushing the limits of the car. Obviously, good suspension, good aero, you can continue to push it down, but that is a very basic S2000. It's a good driver pushing it as hard as he can.
Nick Romano on the screen here. I think he went fast. He definitely went faster than his time yesterday, but let me check here if he went faster this session. He ran a 1:48.728. Let's see if he went faster. He did indeed. Yep, he went about 2 seconds faster than his time from yesterday. So congratulations to the Pink Ribbon Racing team and Indotech Motorsports.
Those are the Group 3 drivers gridding up right now. We are still running these back to back until lunchtime. Once lunchtime happens, then we've caught up on our schedule. Everyone is still getting their full 20-minute sessions. These guys are not getting anything taken away from them. What's crazy is the weather is still really nice. It's still chilly outside. The sun has basically made its way out, but it's not blaring down yet. Carla's going to give us her true weather report, not this NBC garbage.
Yeah, so it's still only 52 degrees outside right now, and it definitely feels pretty cold, but it's not as cold as it was this morning. Today, it's going to be another nice day. We're looking at 64 degrees, so that's why we're seeing a lot of new records this weekend, and today specifically. Man, it has been a wild event. If you guys are just joining us, so many crazy things have happened already. We've already seen 2 records being taken away from Chris Boersma alone. Both his street front-wheel drive and his limited front-wheel drive records have been reset. Also, the street front-wheel drive record has been reset by Jose Mejia.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing records drop. We knew we would, but we're seeing records drop, which is fantastic. The Chris Boersma records have stood for a little bit, okay? The street overall is obviously something that we knew was going to fall, but Chris had really pushed the limits of his B-Series SIR, you know, EM1 SIR. So he had pushed that car hard. He came here, set the street record, came back again in the limited trim and set the limited record. And those are some records we weren't sure we were going to see fall this year, but Jose Mejia made sure to lay it down. And Will Dries and Corey Wells, they really got that car together because they definitely took that record too. So to see both of those records drop is awesome, not just for us in the sport, but I'm going to say the same thing about Chris that I said about Will. He doesn't set a record to have it stay forever. He wants to push the limit of the competition. He wants to make sure that people come out and go faster. I bet you it is a little kick in the pants, though, to see both of them drop on the same day, but it's just going to wake them up and make them want to come back even stronger.
There we are, guys. We're just finishing up Group 2, Session 6. We've seen some incredible things out there today, as Keepin was saying. And in addition, honorable mention in this session from Tom Tang after crashing into the wall at sunset yesterday, fixing the car overnight with the team, and coming back out and doing exactly what Graham Downey told him to do, which is, you better go faster today. And he did exactly that. With a cut tire from impact yesterday, he went faster with a 152.8. All right, so we are getting ready for Group 3, guys. We have all the cars getting pre-gridded out here. I'm curious to see if we'll see Justin Bayless come back out here in that GTI Rabbit with the S2000 F20 motor. I don't see him out here just yet, but maybe we'll see him pre-grid in just a moment. Henry Lamb, okay, enthusiast class car, beautiful FDRX7, ran a 58 earlier today. That is a really fast time for enthusiast class, and man, that car is beautiful. I have a new appreciation for FDRX7s once I saw how beautiful that car is. Dustin Williams out there in that Spoon S2000 doing everything he can to find time. Jason Poraga in that other S2000 just behind Dustin Williams. That's a nearly release from what I see, and man, he has been out there wheeling it really to the sub-2 mark. I think that he has it in him. And not to mention that Boxster 718, okay, that's a convertible, and he ran sub-2 earlier today. Car number 718. Adam Swan pulling up in his S13. He ran a 201.7 yesterday.
So we're going to put up the overall standing while these guys are out here on their warm-up laps, just so you guys can be up to date with exactly what's going on right now. We've had a lot of points drops. So enthusiast class, 157.511. He surpassed Aaron Gong. Aaron Gong was definitely leading this class all day. Henry Lamb with a 58. But here's where it is, guys. Amir with a 45.1. Sean Kresbach with a 46.7. Jackie Dean with a 47.8. Jackie still has not been able to get that car back up and running, so I am a little sad about that. But Mr. Romano is knocking at Jackie's door for a podium. So that is something that we'll probably see happen. If Nick Romano can really push the limits of that car, I think he has a chance of taking Jackie off the podium. Same with Thomas Smith. Thomas Smith can definitely push out past that. Matt Rajan at a 50 flat, Kevin Burke at a 49. Ferris bettered his time. He is now almost a complete second in front of Amir. A 44.6 to a 45.4. Like I said, Damien is knocking on Amir's door. If he didn't have that little off there in Sunset, Damien probably wouldn't be so close, so he's got to be careful. And JC Monet definitely has what it takes to knock Damien off the podium. Hagsma, a few tenths off the overall record, okay? Him and Willer are going to obviously look through all the data to try and go faster. Then we have Sean Cagle, the most honorable mention of a 42. You know, I haven't seen Justin Bayless out there today. Have you? Have you seen the Volkswagen?
I actually haven't. I was looking for him in that, this is the group that he usually goes out in. I haven't seen him, so I hope that they're not having issues with that car. Might have to try to find him during the lunch break and see where he's been. And I just got confirmation if I go to look to find him, I won't find him. He's checked out. Apparently he has had some issues with his Rabbit GTI, so I'm sad to see it because it has an S2000 motor, and if you've listened to me on the live stream, you know that I have a bias towards S2000s.
So I do want to give an honorable mention to Chris Boersma. I reached out to him on the interwebs, and I just said, hey, bro, I'm sad to say it, but you've lost both your records here at Buttonwillow, and that we miss you. And I'm just going to tell you exactly what he said. He's like, I miss you guys too. I'm so happy that these records have been reset. You couldn't have been done by two better competitors. Got to keep those times moving forward. I could not say that is not the best mentality I've ever heard out of competitors. And this isn't the kind of racing where competitors get bitter when they lose. They're happy. Like, yes, you're always going to have that feeling in your gut, like, the record's not mine anymore. But, you know, Chris is a real straightforward, honest dude. He runs an amazing program with his dad. I miss both of those guys. They're amazing people. And we're really hoping in 2021 we can see them again because they're just fun to have at the track. They're always smiling. I mean, I remember one year at Road Atlanta, they were having nothing but issues. But when I talked to them, they were still smiles, you know? This is a stressful sport. People will tell you that the stress will take over sometimes, but these guys find a way to continue smiling.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Boersma, I think, is one of the nicest people in time attack that you see walking around the pits. What Canadian isn't nice, because you can say, but especially Chris Boersma. He's definitely a nice person to have here. And on screen there, Carlos Valenzuela already clocking, let's see, 204. So I had an update from the team, actually, Auto Fashion USA. So we're adding from and basically, Carlos has to go out and have the car hit. They're getting troubles with an ECU code, and then he has to pull in. They reset the ECU, and then we'll see him go back out and hopefully set a flyer. So, unfortunately, that's just the cards that they have. But Henry Lamb already going faster with a 58.0. He's so close to hitting a 57 in enthusiast class.
It is, these FK8s are a little finicky, guys. They are so new, and they actually don't even run a Honda ECU. They run a Bosch ECU, Bosch style ABS. I'm not saying these aren't motorsports ECUs, but they just have a lot more parameters. And I'm actually having Carla reach out to them to let them know there is a slight possibility that the reason the car is throwing a code on the first lap is because the oil temps are not up to what the car is expecting. The car doesn't tell you the oil temps, it only tells you water temps. But if you do not have the oil temps up to an operating temperature at a certain range, the car actually throws itself into a limp mode to protect the engine. So hopefully they can get that sorted out. That is the most common issue because this car is basically stock-ish, so it doesn't have anything crazy going on with it. So there's a really good chance that that is just a safety parameter that the car is putting itself into. So hopefully they can get that figured out and we can move forward from there. Woo! Henry Lamb with the complete Formula Drift action in his SVR7. He was at a complete 90-degree angle, rear tires off in the dirt, held it, still went down the front straight. So that's not even a 4 off. That lap was legal. Right now, Aaron Gong is leading this group. He is only 600 faster than Mr. Lamb. So we're looking at a 58.008 and a 58.068. Carlos Valenzuela at a 58.242, so he is definitely pushing that car hard. Corey Kreider at a 158.333, followed by Adam Swan at a 159.103. We got Mr. Jason Bagalki at a 159.345. And then Noah Geither just out of nowhere with a 59.867. We have Adam Wood at a 201.378, Jason Paraga at a 202, and then Dustin Williams at a 204. Dustin is a little off his own pace. He's usually at the 2-minute 201 mark, so hopefully he'll be able to bring it back up to those times.
Yeah, I saw Dustin also get a black flag, so I'm wondering if he's having more issues with blow-by. I did see a little bit of blow-by in the last session for him, so that is something that you'll typically get black flag for, just because the corner workers want to make sure that you're not oiling down the track for everyone else behind you.
No James Bond oil splits allowed at Buttonwillow, guys. Sorry. We have a flying yellow with a car on track flag here at the main flagger. So I think Carlos said, is that Corey Kreider? Oh, sorry, I heard you say his name. I'm going to stop ear hustling. They're going to go out and pick up a car. This is going to be the safety crew going out. When that flag is standing like that and the yellow is waving, almost always that means they're going to have to go rescue a vehicle. It doesn't look like it's going to be anything serious, but there's definitely a car that has to be moved off the track.
The reason why I was saying Corey Kreider's name is because I just noticed that he clocked in a 158.3, which I know is faster than his lap time yesterday, but I can't really remember what he ran earlier today. I believe it might be faster. And on the screen there, we have Carlos Valenzuela really pushing the Auto Fashion USA CTR through bus stop, clean line through Riverside. He is on a flyer here. He did a mid-session cool-down lap the last lap. and I think he's going out to send it right now. Hopefully looking to crack into the 57s. He's so close. He's at a 158.2 in this new FK8 that they just started building 3 weeks ago, and we literally were putting on parts Thursday night before coming to Buttonwillow. So it's great to see them out here. Dustin Williams also still at a 204 pace here.
It was Corey Kreider that went off, by the way. I just watched him pull him off track. So you were right without even knowing you were right.
I guess I had intuition that Corey Kreider went off track. I'm not sure. Something said you should check Corey Kreider's times, and I was looking at that 58. I don't know. I thought that was a great time, which it is. Carlos Valenzuela clocking in a 158.6. Won't go faster than his current fastest lap time of a 158.3. Hopefully they can find a few more tweaks in that CTR to knock into the 57s. Here's that Boxer 718 going down the front straight. Let's see if he can crack into another sub-2 they ran earlier today. Still at a 159.3, which is a phenomenal time for to be a stock Boxer. Adam Swan finding a lot of time. I think he found 158.5. I don't know what got into him this session, but he just found 3 seconds between this time and his last time. So
I think he's dealing with a vengeance. Yesterday he had to get pulled off track. He had a coil pack issue, 2 packs pulled on. So, you know, he lost half a day to 3/4 of the day of track. He's out here, he's pushing the car hard. This is a drive we see, I think, the last 2 or 3 years here at GTA Finals. We don't see him anywhere else, but it's good to see him come down here and really want to lay down some laps. So they're semi-local guys. I think he works at a place called Horsepower Industries. I was looking through my IG feed not too long ago, and I saw them working on his car, and I think he's one of the techs there. Don't hold me to that, but I'm almost positive that's what it is. And he was getting the car ready, and it's awesome to see him come out here. S chassis are just not that common to us. People who watch racing online, they see S chassis drifting. You don't see that many S chassis running time attack. So that's a really big one right there. It's great to see him continue to push that, and we hope to see him out here more often.
speaking of continuing to push, Aaron Gong in that BRZ is currently the fastest car of this session. He just clocked in his fastest lap time of this event with a 158.008. He's so close to clocking in within 7 in that screw BRZ. Adam Swan coming down the front straight in that S13. Let's see if he can further better his time with a 158. Not quite. Ran a 159, so not quite as fast as his current fastest lap time of the event for him, but he's currently at a 158 in that S13. Vincent Del Campo sneaking out here, coming a little late to the session, but he is making up for it, sending it through bus stop. Look at how much speed he's in that EG.
He was doing the EG hop. Did you see it? Anyone who's ever seen EGs run fast, every time through bus stop, you know, they'll talk about getting suspension to settle, and on most cars, you do get to settle. With a really short wheelbase on an EG hatchback, they all hop through bus stop. It's like a little booty shimmy right there. And he was running, and he ran in the 54s. He's really pushed that car low. So with this section, I think he feels he can definitely get a little bit more time out of the car. He is absolutely getting every bit of performance out of that NAK series in that car. And he's not running a huge, crazy wheel and tire setup either. That's the part that people are missing. I think for next year, we'll see some over fenders and bigger wheels because he was asking us about a few things. But I don't think I know anybody that has ran a 54 with the lack of grip that they have, like Vincent Del Campo runs with. .154.831 out of Vincent, so he's definitely keeping himself on pace. He found his pace and he is staying there.
All right, so there's Dustin Williams in that Spoon S2000. Looks like he might be done for the session. Unfortunately, it kind of seems like they're having problems with that car, so I hope he's able to figure out whatever is going on. He's about 3 seconds off his pace from yesterday. We did see it slow a little bit with some blow by, so it's just that. We'll test again and get back out there. I want to see that car go sub 2. I really hope he can do it. Vincent Del Campo still out there searching for tenths of seconds in that EG. I love watching him drive that thing. He is wheeling it constantly. Here he is sending it into bus stop, barely braking, just maintaining so much momentum. Oh, looks like he maintained a little too much speed going into it, but he's staying off track hopefully because Carlos Valenzuela is quickly coming up right behind him, which he is going to let him pass safely, and he's going to wait until he has the green light from the flag station to go back out on track.
We're going to go ahead and call that commentator's curse. Carla fanboys a little too hard about a car and they go off. That's the 7th time it's happened in this event, my friends. But to be fair, Vincent Del Campo really is pushing this car very hard. He is limited on grip with his wheel and tire setup, and we know next year we're going to see a lot more out of him. So he's just trying to get every inch out of that car. And to say he did a 54 is saying I think he pushed it over the inches. You know, he's looking for millimeters now. If we could see Vincent in a 53, my goodness, that's 8 tenths. But we could see Vincent in a 53 or even a 54 flat. That would be an amazing lap time.
Jason Prague on screen there, searching for that sub 2. Nice exit on bus stop there. And Carlos Valenzuela exiting Sunset, going down the front straight, looking to improve that lap time a little bit here. Not able to do it that time, but I saw the car going over bus stop, and it looks like they were able to find a little more rotation on the car, which they were struggling with. So I'm happy to see that. I'm hoping that even though they just had to add a bunch of toe out to get the car to rotate, hey, at least it's rotating better than it was yesterday. So that's great. And Aaron Gong on the screen there, doing really well in that Subaru BRZ. He's an enthusiast class car, so close to cracking into the 57s. He ran a 58.008. Jason Praga with that sub-2 knocking on his door. He's only 0.8 of a second away from hitting it in that what seems to look like a nearly stock S2000.
So this is Group 3. It is checkered right now, guys. So we will be sending out Group 4 very soon. And then that's going to be the end of the pre-lunch time. We will make sure that after lunch we come back and start overly excited again. I think what we're going to do either before Group 1 of after lunch or right after Group 4, maybe we'll throw up a couple interviews for you guys. We're going to play it by ear. If Group 4 is lulling down, I think we're going to throw up a couple interviews we did earlier. Here are all your times from Session 6 Group 3. I'm going to go ahead and let Carla, whoop, whoop. Look at that, Session 6 Group 4 just popped up out of nowhere. So Session 6 Group 3, we had Vincent Del Campo leading everything across the board. So we're going to try and throw up some interviews that Carla did yesterday, either during this session, if it slows down, or right after it. Keep the stream going for a few minutes before we cut out. That way you guys can at least hear from some of these drivers. So Group 6, Session 4 is going to go hot in the next couple minutes. Be sure to stay tuned.
All right, guys, so we have Group 4 out here for the warm-up lap here. That's Carly Devery on the screen here. She has been doing a phenomenal job this event, finding time. I think she's found at least 4 seconds since yesterday in that Subaru RS, so doing a great job out there. Also, we have the S10 in this group, and he was knocking on the door of a sub-2 in a truck. So once again, never cease to fail to amaze me at what he can do in that S10. But let's see, maybe he can go sub-2. I personally didn't think I could see a sub-2 in that car, but obviously I have been wrong. He's at a 2-minute flat, so I'm hoping to see a sub-2. Same thing with that Bel Air. Man, that car they've been doing. He's been wheeling that car. It's a 1956 Bel Air, and he's been wheeling it. So here we are. Got the first cars going down the front straight there in that Civic Si. That's Bobby Velasquez in that EP3 Civic, sending it through Sunrise. He is looking to hopefully improve his best lap time here so far. He's gone a couple seconds since his best lap time yesterday, so looks like he's going out there strong. Probably going to hit another record time for his personal best time, I guess I should say. Getting a little dusty, that's Carly Devery, but that is A-okay. She's been doing everything that she can to find more and more time every time that she comes out, and with mistakes you learn from that and continue to improve your best times. Bobby Velasquez sending it into the dog leg. There's Bobby Velasquez going through Riverside in the EP3. He's on a flyer right now, so let's see if he's able to improve his time. And there it is, guys, the S10 truck that can. Let's see. I think he's on a flyer right now, and he is well positioned to go sub 2, and he is carrying a lot of momentum heading into bus stop. Look at that clean exit, dipping a little rear with some oversteer action, but maintaining so much momentum and on throttle early to head into Riverside.
So not to keep Carla talking full time, to anyone who has missed anything, wants to hear or read about the big things that have happened, globaltimeattack.com/live. Underneath the stream and live timing and scoring, there is our little competition blog, gives you some updates. I was just updating that right now, but I did want to get back in here and talk about that truck. He ran a 2-minute flat in his last section. So what we really want to see is him go sub 2. There's no doubt in our mind that it's possible. Bobby Velasquez just hit a 201 right now, but the truck has been pushing every single section. Him and his brothers, the Keith Phillips, Kevin and Kyle Phillips, they've been pushing hard. Stephen Trang with a 207. Mark Stolins in that Subaru with a 204. So he's been running some very consistent lap times. This is going to be the very end of the very last call, the very last session for us. So here's the truck on his first hot lap. Kevin Phillips with a 203. He's definitely been pushing it harder and harder. To see a truck even in the 2-minute mark blow your mind.
Bobby Velasquez finding more time in that EP3 SI with a 2-minute .840. That's car number 999. The Phillips brothers doing everything that they can to keep that 56 Bel Air going quickly around the track. They're on the same set of tires, so looks like the tires are starting to see better days with that heavy Bel Air, but he's still out there in practice running the track. Same thing with his brother in the S10 truck. running a 201.852, guys. S10.
All right, guys. So Bobby Velasquez is still leading this session. I think what we're going to do right now, we have this RSX coming in to get checked out. I'm going to see if my production team can throw some interviews out there for us. We did do some interviews yesterday while we had some technical difficulties. We made sure to save the bead roll on them, and we're going to throw these up. My production team will work on this. I know I'm putting them on blast. I didn't even tell them that I was going to say this, but we have interviews with Amir and the Art of Attack team. That's going to be Matt Rojana and what was the name of the gentleman that was working on Jose's car? Was it Bobby? Billy. So we have Matt Rojana, Art of Attack, Billy, who was working on Jose Mejia's car, and we have Amir. All of them going to go ahead and get an interview out for you. And Nick Romano. Man, Carlo was doing interviews all day. So luckily, we're going to make the best of the worst situation. So our guys were working their butts off to try to get the stream back up and running remotely. Obviously, as you can tell today, it's running smooth as butter. So we will go ahead and get that back up for you in a second. But we do want to make sure that these interviews go out. It's awesome to hear from these drivers and how they are and what it took for them to get here and just how they're feeling about the event. So we're super stoked about it. As soon as these interviews are live, they're just going to throw them up for you. While we are here, I do want to throw some love out to our sponsors, guys. First and foremost, thank you to Yokohama Tires for giving us the fastest tires in Time Attack and also giving us all the engineering support. We have a Bel Air off-roading. So there's two things you're never going to see, a Bel Air on track and a Bel Air off-roading. That's freaking fantastic. Big shout out to Yokohama Tires. Thanks so much for supporting our series. Garrett Motion. I believe a majority of the turbos on these cars are Garrett Advanced Motion. They've been supporting Global Time Attack. One of the longest running supporters we have. Raised Wheels, Ignite Race Fuel, Competition Clutch, CSF Radiators, who not only sponsors the series, but has a car here, Race Shapes, Meister Watches, and Stop Tech Brakes. Huge shout out. They're the people that make our competitors fast, and they're the people that make us able to do what we do, and without them, our competitors wouldn't be the same, and our events wouldn't be the same. With them, our tried and true staff, with Carla in here in the tower with me, I mean, these are the people that make Global Time Attack tick, and I'm just so proud of everything going on.
Okay, guys, really quick, something we gotta tell you. Kevin Phillips just ran a 59.819 in that S10 truck. Cuban called it. He said that that truck was gonna run a 59. I honestly didn't think it was possible, but Kevin Phillips proving me wrong, coming out here and improving every time he's on track. Just ran a 59.8 in a truck at Buttonwillow. Phenomenal job. That's so awesome to see. And his brother's out there killing it as well in that Bel Air. Kyle Phillips running the Bel Air, a little bit of off-road action. Bobby Velasquez at Civic SI at a 2-minute .8. So we have the two fastest cars of this Group 4 within hundreds of a second from each other in two completely different cars, which is pretty cool to see. So we have a truck battling it out with an EP3 Civic and Bobby Velasquez behind the wheel. Like this is pretty interesting to see this Group 4 because the mix of cars in this Group 4 session. We had a Volvo in here yesterday. I don't know where he is, but hopefully we'll see him back in here. There he is, guys. On screen, Kevin Phillips in the S10. Sub 2, baby. That is a sub 2 worthy truck right there.
That's another vehicle that should be on leaf springs, but isn't. So Kevin Burke's really going to have to step his game up because these trucks are showing up looking better suspension than him. But honestly, this truck is the most basic of truck if you look at it. It's got a really nice suspension setup. Everything is looking good. But man, it's just nice little duckbill wing, some big wheels, good suspension, LS engine, and a driver that's willing to push it to the limits. And that's definitely exciting to see.
Yeah, I saw him carrying a lot of oversteer over bus stop and almost everywhere as he is just out there wheeling it, clearly having a good time while he's doing it. And man, what an awesome group over there too. The whole pit crew, whole team over there. Everyone seems really happy to be out here. Everyone's really nice, so it's great to see them come out here. We hope to see them back in the future with us as well. Mark Solis on the screen there in that Subaru. He ran a 3.6 earlier this session. We also have another battle of the Subarus going on right now. So Mark Solis in the 333 Subaru, he ran just a couple hundredths of a second faster than Richard Klein in that Renner Subaru. So interesting to see the tight battle here in enthusiast class and also at the top in limited class with some different parts of what we have seen typically at this event. Nico in car 728 running a 204.9. Carly Devry able to clock in at 205.434. Ivan Carl Antonio clocking in at 206.0, so close to getting into the 205 range. Stephen Trang with a 207.498. Austin Shipley 208.0. Kyle Phillips, 208.4, and Brett Nicoletti, last but not least, with a 212 in that stock MX-5. And he's in a convertible, so he's getting his tan on today while he's at it. All right, guys, so looks like our producers are ready to show our interviews that we had yesterday. First up, we have Amir Bentatow. I got the chance to talk with him in regards to what's going on with his NSX and also that E36 So, guys, I'm going to stop talking. Enjoy the interviews that we have with Amir Bentatow first, Nick Romano, and also Billy Jang from Art of Attack. That's in Group 2. I know you have to get out to your next session really quick, so Amir, how are things going firstly with the NSX so far for you?
So far, it's been a really killer day. In session 1, we had a really, really good lap that we weren't necessarily expecting. We've kind of been a bit cursed at this track, and we didn't really know what the car would do. So we went out and we got really lucky and managed to get a flying lap in before the red flag and reset the record with a 46.4, which was really exciting. And I think the most exciting part is the fact that the car still has some left in it. Left a little bit on the table to make sure I got a lap down. And going to try to go a little bit faster. But with that said, some of the guys here, like Sean and Jackie, are incredibly fast, along with a myriad of other drivers in street class. So there's still a lot of time left. So I'm going to try to go faster and hopefully stay in front of them.
All right. And really quick, what's going on with the LS-powered E36 M3?
So the LS-powered M3 is doing LS-powered things, and it's just been lap after lap after lap, super easy to drive. We just put in a Samsung sequential, so getting used to that and really starting to feel the car out and what we need to change, playing with the dampers a little bit, but we are leading with street and limited at the moment, so we're really excited. I think limited Ferris is going to go quite a bit faster, so we're going to try to go quite a bit faster. I don't know how much we have left on the table with that one, but hopefully dip into the 44s tomorrow with the M3 and into the 45s with the NSX.
All right, well, no pressure or anything, but I'm expecting you to be on the podium in both cars, so.
I'll do my best.
All right, Amir, I'll let you go. Thank you again for doing a quick interview with us, and good luck in your next session.
Thank you, and thank you to everyone for watching.
All right, guys, so I actually grabbed a couple of team members from the Art of Attack team representing the Toyota Supra and also that wicked fast CTR. I'm here with Matt Rojana. I've been saying your name wrong for a few years now. I do apologize.
It's okay.
He's actually the driver of the Toyota Supra. So, Matt, what's going on with the Supra?
We're still sorting it out, but so far we've gone the fastest we've ever gone in the car, which is a 50.1. Unfortunately, today's serving as our test day, so we're still sorting out the tune. We have a couple tuners looking at it. It'll do a lap, and then after that it'll lose boost. Unfortunately, the last session it just lost boost mid-lap, but we have people looking at it now, so hopefully we can go faster. I know it can go faster.
All right.
Just happy to be here.
Great. Well, I hope you guys are able to fix the tune and figure out things ready for tomorrow.
I think we will.
With fresh set of tires, hopefully, for those Yokohamas.
Oh, yeah.
How are you enjoying the Yokohamas?
They're awesome.
Yeah?
Awesome tires.
All right. Well, Matt, we wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
And also to the team as well. So, Billy Jang is also here representing the white CTR driven by Jose Mejia. He's fixing a few things on the car. So, I'm going to go ahead and ask you, William, what's going on with the CTR? You guys put down a wicked fast time.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, everyone knows that CTR is a relatively new build, but you know, when the Art of Attack team wanted to build that car up, we had the target to try to build the fastest CTR that we could and really show the potential of that platform. And so the last month or so, you know, it's been a lot of testing and putting on parts and going through everything to really maximize everything. But of course, race day, you know, you can't always prepare for all the conditions. So today we've been, you know, trying to use the time to tune the car in, dial it in, make sure Jose is comfortable. You know, we're taking lots of data, and I think we're making good progress. I mean, the time is definitely good. We're really, you know, we're happy with that time. But, you know, like every racer, we're still looking for the more additional time on the track, you know, search of speed. So we'll keep making adjustments and hopefully go faster tomorrow.
Okay, so do you have a goal overall for the weekend in the car?
I don't want to jinx it. I mean, right now we are the fastest, I think, front-wheel drive street car, and I think the fastest CTR, so we're really happy with that.
Okay.
But, you know, everyone's in the 40s this year, so if we can get into the 49, not to put pressure on anybody, I think that'll be good. According to the data, I think we could do it. We just got to, you know, put together the perfect lap and go for it.
All right, well, congrats on the successful time thus far, and we wish you guys both the best of luck. Thank you again for joining us, and we'll catch you guys soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so first I got to shout out everybody who's here helping out. JJ, Matthew, Dennis, Evan, and Kristen, who came out to support. Kristen's my girlfriend. Thank you, Kristen. And I got to thank Alex from Indotech. He's not here today. He'll be here tomorrow supporting. And then we've had a ton of support from different sponsors too. KW has been a big help. StopTech's been a big help. SPL Parts and G-Stream, who probably nobody watching has heard of before. But G-Stream is a new aero company. Well, actually it's been around a long time, but it's under new ownership. And they came on board with the build and have created this like one-off, incredibly awesome chassis mount for the wing, which is super cool and will be on the market soon. as well as a non-chassis mount version tune-up to cut the car. But yeah, so shout out to G-Stream.
All right, well, Nick, congrats so far, and we hope to see you on the podium tomorrow night.
Thank you. I'm smiling. I know you can't tell.
I can't tell, but we're both smiling inside of the pad. All right, guys. Well, that's all I have with Nick Romano here. I'm going to go ahead and take it back to the tower.
Lunch live stream. You saw those interviews from yesterday. First things first, want to give a huge shout out to my production team. The Ryan Randall's working from Colorado, Jeff, who couldn't make it to this event. We have Derek Nickel, who is directing from his home in Portland. Steven Sullivan on camera, David Medina on camera, and Riley McCluskey on camera. Carla and I announcing. All graphics done by MBDD Motorsports. Big shout to Mert for all the graphics he puts together for us. We will be back at 1 o'clock for the following sessions. There will be 2 sessions left in this day. And to everyone who's watching, thank you so much for sticking with us. We got a couple more sessions left, so we might see a few more lap times drop, but no matter what's going on, we'll be here all the way through the final sessions and the podium. So make sure to stick with us, and we'll see you guys in about an hour and 15 minutes. Again, thank you so much. This is